Can you confirm with News Nation that you're running for president?
Boy, that would be a nice confirmation, wouldn't it? There'd be a lot of people that would be very upset about that. But I think you're going to be very happy. I think people are going to be very happy at what I do. I was going to do something last night, actually, that would have made the place really happy. And so we're doing it a few days later. And I think people are going to be very happy, very impressed.
To your predecessor, who is about to launch another campaign. So how do you reassure them, if that is the reason for their questioning, that the former president will not return, or that his political movement, which is still very strong, will not once again take power in the United States?
Well, we just have to demonstrate that he will not take power.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI.
For the first time ever, a former president of the United States has been indicted.
Former President Donald Trump indicted for a second time.
A federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump. It marks the third time the former president has been indicted.
Breaking news on former President Trump. He's been indicted for the fourth time in 5 months.
Breaking news, this is an image that will be in the history books. This is the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States.
The optics of this is working to his advantage. Look.
Breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Take a look at what happened.
The next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Investigation underway after the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
As I was saying,
as you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Get in there.
Let's go! I want to be a whale psychiatrist. I'm going for a job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Here are our first projections. There, NBC News projects that Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky, Indiana. In West Virginia, Donald Trump is the winner. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota. NBC News also projects a winner in the Wyoming presidential race, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, Kansas, Utah, Montana, Iowa, the state of Nebraska in the presidential contest, Idaho. The first swing state is North Carolina, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has prevailed in the presidential race in Georgia. Pennsylvania. NBC now projects he is the winner of Michigan and its 15 electoral votes.
Donald Trump is the winner in Alaska, picking up 3 more electoral votes.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin. He is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199. Happy to see all of you here today. And boy, oh boy, is it a big, big day in news. And I specifically picked that intro because of what is going on in the news cycle right now. And there's no other way to approach what we're seeing right now Elon Musk has officially turned on Donald Trump. There's no more speculating about it. There's no more thinking that, okay, well, these guys are just having a debate or whatever. No, Elon Musk has officially turned on Donald Trump 100%. And he has gone full liberal left-wing Elon Musk. It's crazy. And yeah. So here we go, man. This is something that the Democrats have been hoping for, and they now have exactly what they want. And, you know, I voted for Donald Trump, okay? And that's it. So he is officially turned on him. I know there's a lot of people, probably QAnon weirdos, to go, oh my God, this is part of the plan, Jeremy. Okay, yes, continue to believe that. You're the same people that believe that Donald Trump was going to become president sometime in sometime in 2021. So ultimately, here's the bottom line. Elon Musk just claimed that the reason that Trump won the election was all because of him. Now, I have always given Elon Musk an insane amount of credit for helping Donald Trump win this election and saying that I'm not sure Trump could have won without Elon. But the bottom line is that Elon Musk supported Ron DeSantis. And if Elon is that powerful in isolation, why didn't DeSantis defeat Trump? Why didn't DeSantis defeat anyone? If Elon is that powerful and that influential, why did DeSantis completely flop? Because Elon is not that powerful in isolation. Elon, combined with Trump, is absolutely that powerful. He's absolutely that powerful when you add Trump to the equation. But ultimately, yeah, this thing has gone crazy. And yeah, man. So we are where we are, and Elon is really mad because his electric vehicles are not getting tax breaks. It's all about electric vehicles, EVs. Now, I've said forever, I'm personally not a fan of EVs. I'm glad they exist, but I think they're not for me. Electric vehicles are not for me. I'm not interested in a vehicle that can drive me wherever it wants to drive me. I like to be in control of the vehicle, but I don't like the vehicle to be in control of me. He's also upset because a Democrat did not get picked to run NASA, apparently. Trump even talked about that today. And these are all the reports that were reported a few days ago that Trump confirmed today. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. So this is where we are. This is where we are. And it sucks, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm super thankful for Elon Musk. I'm thankful for what he did in terms of buying Twitter and helping Trump win the election. And I'm not mad at him for that. I just think that what he's doing right now, he's just giving Democrats too many talking points. And it's crazy to watch this all play out. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here's Trump today. Right here.
But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have we want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, it became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
And you got Steven Crowder here saying that Donald Trump just confirmed the Axios report. So, you know, Elon's very upset. We took the EV mandate. He wore that hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, beautiful deal. Elon Musk, recommended someone to run NASA who happened to be a total Democrat.
Mandate, and, you know, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, you know, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles. And they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And, you know, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning, Mr. Secretary. That hasn't.
Somebody said he read the bill and he's smarter than me. Well, he wasn't smart enough to not stand in line for 8 hours to go meet Barack Obama, was he? Stood in line for 8 hours so he could meet Barack Hussein Obama. He also voted for Joe Biden in 2020. He also supported Ron DeSantis. And he didn't support Trump until Trump got shot. So yes, Elon Musk is a very, very, very smart man, probably the smartest man on the planet. But just because he's the smartest man on the planet doesn't mean that he knows something about everything. He accused Asmongold's editors of running Asmongold's entire channel. Like he said Asmongold is a slave to his editors because he didn't understand how YouTube worked. So yes, Elon is far smarter than me, but he doesn't even understand how the fuck YouTube works. So, and I made videos on this, and I said it, I love Elon Musk, but Jesus Christ, the dude didn't even know how YouTube worked. Asmongold is the biggest streamer in the world, and Elon Musk accused Asmongold of being a slave to his editors because Elon didn't understand the basic premise of how YouTube works, because he's so fucking smart that sometimes when you're as smart as him, you lose nuance on things that are so below you. And yeah, a lot of this is below him because he's so much smarter than so many of us. He is a brilliant human being. No doubt about that.
Changed it all right from the beginning. But I know that disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, you know, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA. And I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And
so the fact that this guy that Elon wanted to run NASA was a Democrat, and Trump recognized he's a Democrat. I don't want a Democrat involved. And as Republicans, we have the right to say, no, we don't want Democrats involved. I think that's a damn good move.
I say, you know, look, we won. We get certain privileges, and one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. General Kane is going to be picking somebody with our, we'll be checking him out, seeing, but he wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And, you know, I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it. Business is spurred. And I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but the numbers came out. Even the CBO, which is run by Democrats, said that we're going to be doing, you know, I'd like you to discuss it, the 2.8 trillion that CBO, this is a group of people that are Democrats. They're very hostile to us. They just can't.
So now basically you've got Trump fighting rhinos, you got him fighting Democrats, you got him fighting corrupt judges, you got him fighting the mainstream media, and now he's fighting Elon Musk. So the man's fight is always there. We also just got reports that Elon Musk has unfollowed Stephen Miller on Twitter. Let me see if I can find that right here. So Elon Musk has stopped following Stephen Miller on Twitter, and that's because Stephen Miller has been checking Elon's takes on this big, beautiful bill. And so it's really, and I will say Trump is, the only reason Trump even addressed it today is because he was asked about it. Trump has been pretty kind of low key about it. In fact, I've got this video from Garbage Tier CNN, but it's actually not a terrible video. So we're going to watch this really quick from CNN.
We've been watching President Trump in the Oval Office with the German Chancellor, and a lot to get to here. But the most interesting and perhaps important issue, political issue and policy issue, is what President Trump said about his now former friend, at least it seems, Elon Musk. And I want to go to Elena Treen at the White House. Elena, it seems as though we saw kind of the unraveling of a bromance real time. And what our viewers saw was what it turned out to be one side of a fight.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Mainstream media is eating this up. Again, this is exactly what they've been wanting. And this is why I wish, like, I have no problem with people fighting and arguing. And even making it public is not a problem in a lot of different situations. But in the current environment of politics, the fact that Chuck Schumer wants to sit there and throw his support behind Elon Musk now, and Bernie Sanders. These are the people right here. You got the single issue libertarians out there. Yay, we got one issue we don't like, so we're going to support this person, or we're going to not support this person.
The other side was Elon Musk real time using his platform X to respond and kind of push back on many of the things that President Trump said. We're going to show our viewers what happened, but I want you to kind of give a sense of what brought us to this extraordinary moment just a few days after he gave a big glowing goodbye to Elon Musk from the White House.
Yeah, it's not even a week, Dana, since we saw them both praise each other from the Oval Office days later now. And actually the first time reporters are actually having the opportunity to ask the president about this.
And just I went to Chuck Schumer's Twitter account just now. He's celebrating this whole thing because here's Elon saying, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be at 51-49 in the Senate. And Chuck Schumer is loving every bit of it. Chuck Schumer is eating this whole thing up. And they're all worshiping Elon suddenly. So all you people in the chat going, Elon is right. Chuck Schumer agrees with you. So have at it. Have at it. There goes Chuck fucking Schumer, the slimiest piece of shit in all of politics.
Since that moment, we're now seeing this completely fraying relationship on full display. It's very remarkable given just how close I know, my colleagues here at the White House, and I know that the president and Musk have been for months now, really him being one of the president's favorite people on.
Oh, somebody said Chuck didn't agree. Do you really want to play that game? Do you really want to play that game? Chuck didn't agree. Okay. Do you want to read that, or do you want me to read what he says right here? Feel free to read it yourself. Mr. Chuck didn't agree. He just put a popcorn emoji. What does that say right there? In all caps, I agree with Elon Musk. This is specifically about the big, beautiful bill. Go fuck yourself. See, this is what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't do any research. They are drones. They hear Daddy Elon say something and they just repeat it. I'll disagree with Trump all day long and I'll call it like I see it. None of you even know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't even know that you're agreeing with Chuck Schumer right now. Holy shit. Amazing. He didn't agree with Elon, Jeremy. It's just a popcorn emoji. Oh, shit. Fuck, I didn't share this.
He said,
My bad.
quote,
I'm sitting here like a fucking retard just there. Fuck. Got to drop gifties now. Fuck. I thought I was sharing the screen. All right. Gifties are about to drop. Let me pull the stream up now. So if you're new to the channel, if I make a mistake, I have to drop gifted memberships. These are the rules. I don't make the rules, but I have to follow them. So I just made it. I have to made a mistake. So I just got to drop gifties now. So give me a minute here. Fuck. Membership gifting. Gifted memberships. Here we go. Boom. 20 gifted memberships to the channel. 20 gifted memberships to the channel. All right, back to the point here.
Always liked Elon. He said I was very surprised. He said he would have rather had him criticize him directly rather than the spending bill that the president has been working tirelessly with his team to try and muscle through Congress. He said, and this to me was maybe the most notable quote from the president. He said, look, Elon and I had being a very key word here, had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. He said he was very disappointed in Musk. He went on to add that Musk knew about the, quote, inner workings of the bill very intimately and claimed that he only started to take issue with it and had a problem with it once he left the administration, but also once he learned of the breadth of the electric vehicle mandate, really the credits that are being revoked in this bill that, of course, could and will impact Tesla. We also did see, as you mentioned, Dana, Musk respond to this just moments ago on X. He had really been posting throughout the entire time the president was speaking, but then he did post, made this one post linking to a video of the president making these comments about him and said, keep the EV mandates in the bill, but get rid of the pork and the rest of it. He said you could have an ugly big bill or a slim and beautiful.
Elon has stopped following Charlie Kirk. Elon has stopped following Charlie Kirk now. Holy crap, dude. This is wild. So Elon is not following Charlie Kirk anymore. He stopped following Stephen Miller. He's claiming that the only reason that Trump won the election is because of him. Elon has completely lost it. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane.
Full bill, so clearly showing, actually at the top of that post, he said, quote, whatever, really showing, where he stands on this. All to say, I mean, if you just look at months ago, particularly leading up to him being in the White House and then ever since, the president, would parade Musk around Mar-a-Lago and his different properties with him, always had him by his side at the dinner table, has continued to allow him to walk into the Oval, unannounced whenever he wanted. This is very far from that, and it's very unclear now where this relationship is going to go.
Well, I think we're watching where it's going, and it's going pretty downhill.
Look what Kata says. Look what Kata says. Elon Musk crashing out like a black ex-girlfriend wasn't on my bingo card today, but here we are. This really is bad, dude. Like, this is a bad breakdown from Elon Musk. Like, I find it purely entertaining. I'm entertained as hell. But holy shit, this is bad what he's doing right now.
Oh, pretty fast. Elena, thank you so much. I am joined here by some really terrific reporters, CNN's Kristen Holmes, Josh Dawsey of the Wall Street Journal, Zolan Kano-Youngs of the New York Times, and CNN's Kylie Atwood.
I can't deal. Like, there's some more with Trump. I can't deal with listening to these clowns, though.
Trump made about Elon Musk.
You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship.
It's over. Like, Trump will probably never trust Elon Musk again, and that's the sad reality of the situation. And let's be clear, Elon Musk is and will continue to be a legendary person. He is a historical figure. This is a brilliant human being. And when you have a brilliant genius like Elon Musk is, these are the types of things you're going to get. You're going to get things like this. I did feel that, like, he was probably, like, it seemed like him and Trump legitimately had a good relationship. He tweeted like 2 months ago. I can't find the tweet, and I don't want to quote it word for word, but he did say it's one of the mods maybe can link back to it, but he said about Trump, he says, Elon Musk, quote, unquote, to some extent. He said, I love Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. That's what he said like a month ago, I think. And now here we are. But this is weaponized autism. And you get the good with the bad. And Elon Musk is a different type of cat. He's a different type of person. And he is hyper-focused on this spending bill right now. This is where the autism is kicking in. He is hyper-focused and he sees nothing else. This is how he built his companies. This is how he has put rockets into space. This is how he's built Tesla. This is how he's become the richest man in the world. He is hyper-fucking-focused and he sees absolutely nothing but what he's focused on.
I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best thing. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill.
And that's what this is all about right now. And I just want to make that clear to our viewers. I'm sure you understand.
And like, let's just go to Elon's Twitter account right now, okay? He's just tweeting nonstop. Where's your John Thune of 2020? So he's been bringing old comments up and old tweets from all these people. He keeps retweeting Thomas Massey and Rand Paul. He's quote tweeting Mike Johnson from 2023. By the way, and this is the first time I've experienced this. Tesla's stock is collapsing right now. This is Tesla stock right here. Look at Tesla stock. It is collapsing right now. It is bad. I am losing a lot because I have Tesla stock. I'm losing a fuck ton of money right now because of this crash from Elon Musk. This is crazy. Yes, as a matter of fact, I'll just pull it up so I can share my screen and show it. Oh, God, I got to log in. Fuck that. I don't want to log in. Tesla stock. Let's see here. Trying to find it right now. So there's right here. So it's just dropping in real time. And it's continuing to drop. So, and this is the first time because I've never really been into stocks before. And so I'm just like, I think I've lost like almost $1,000 today just because of Elon Musk's Twitter account. But that's how it happens. That's how it happens. I've never really experienced that until now. But yeah, this is a epic collapse right now from Elon Musk. And I don't know, man. I think Trump's handling it the best he can, the best way he can under the given circumstances. Alex of the Mountains for a gifted membership. Thank you. Long and distinguished with a gifted membership. Thank you. Tinhead says, I read an interesting provision in the 22nd Amendment. It states that the only way a president can serve more than 2 terms is if they win as a write-in candidate. So the American people have to write him in on the 2028 ballot. Sign me up. I'll be writing President Trump in on 2028. Zandy says, yesterday I thought it might be a good cop, bad cop towards Congress to get them to codify some Doge cuts, using Elon's sway to drive a lot of anger towards Congress over the bill. But today, no. This is kind of where I was hoping it was going yesterday. But I think today confirms that is not the case at all. Not even close. Blue-Eyed Scorpio says, I'm banned on X. I can still scroll limited daily. Yesterday was the first time my entire feed was filled with anti-Trump posts. Felt like he changed the algorithm, even though my banned feed usually leans right. Well, listen, Elon's the second most influential person in the world. I mean, you could see it right now in my chat. There's more people than you've probably seen in a long time that are like telling you like Elon's right. There's a lot of people that just want to see the train wreck. And to be fair, I enjoy the train wreck too. I mean, it's good entertainment. This is kind of like WWE. And so there is a lot of entertainment value in this, but the big scheme of things is America is better off when Trump and Elon are on the same page. And that's just the truth of the matter. And I think that Donald Trump has gone out of his way to embrace Elon Musk, to give Elon Musk all the respect that he deserved. That doesn't mean Elon Musk has to agree with everything Trump does. That doesn't mean that Elon has to kiss the ring. It doesn't mean that. But to go on just a scorched earth campaign on something that you disagree with him on, I think that's just bad. That's a bad optics all the way around. Elon could say, yeah, I disagree on this. I hope that President Trump will listen to me about my complaints. But like for him to just to spurg out like this is it's not good for anybody. It's not good for anybody. Darth Manic says, I'm not convinced that Elon has turned on Trump, but I am convinced that he is freer to speak what he believes. I love both men, but it does suck. MAGA and Occupy Mars. I listen, I'm still a huge fan of Elon Musk. I am. I have my Twitter account because of Elon Musk. If we can talk differently, we can have different conversations because of Elon Musk. These are facts that will not change. And that's just the truth. But Bo Briscoe says, there is a McMahon in the cabinet. 10-1 says this is a scripted heel turn for Elon to boost both of them. Sorry to ruin kayfabe. This is just my worthless 2 cents. Dude, I would kill if that was correct. Like, please make this right. I would hope for, dude, what if Vince McMahon has been secretly brought onto the board and he's like, here's what we're going to do. You're going to turn on Trump. And then once the big, beautiful bill passes in the way that you want, the Mickey will inherit the earth, says the Trump Elon BS is just to distract from Trump's massive positive ratings. Tariffs working, dim approval at 19%, Dems deflecting. I don't care about giving them ammo when they literally make up crap about thin air. I hear you on that. I hear you on that. Trump's numbers are pretty fantastic right now. Hades B says Trump and Elon are playing 4D chess. What better way to get the insane left to stop keying, burning and down Tesla dealerships than make it look like Elon had a falling out with Trump? Only the left falls for stuff like this. Listen, man, I don't think that's the case. I hope it is. I just don't see it. John freaking Murdoch for $50 says it's too bad about Elon. If one event can make him love Trump, I guess another can turn him against Trump. But the 199 marches on. Congrats on scoring a Switch 2. Let's go. Yes. We're gonna have we have a stream tonight, and we're gonna have a full crew there. And we're gonna have a full crew. I'll talk about the Switch 2 probably later. There's just there's more important things to talk about. But yes, I had a lot of fun. I streamed it until like 4 o'clock in the morning last night. It was great. It was great. Hayes B says GameStop staples receipts to Switch 2 boxes, puncturing the screens. Multiple reports. I did see this. I did see that. Didn't happen to mine, but I did see that. GameStop's gonna have to pay. Flex Tape guy says the big beautiful bill needs flex tape. Jeremy is gay for $1. Big Dick 69 420 for $5. Let's see. Richard says I kind of feel like Elon is fixing his reputation and Trump is cool with it. Trump is handling this way different than he would anybody else. You are correct about that. That is a very fair point. But I think that Trump is handling this differently because this isn't just anybody. Like, Trump is not stupid. He knows that this is Elon Musk. And going to war with Elon Musk it's not favorable for him because he has as much as it's crazy to say this, Elon has less restrictions right now. Elon doesn't have to do the song and the dance that Trump has to do. Yes, Trump is president. Trump is the most powerful man in the world in theory, but Trump is still trying to tap dance for Congress and tap dance for all. That is just the truth of the matter. Trump has restrictions that Elon Musk does not have. Jared Armstrong says Tim Pool said most content creators aren't real. Are you real? Well, the hair on my head is real, unlike Tim Pool's. So I can tell you that much. The hair on my head is real, and unlike Tim Pool. Vault 95 says switch to secured, picking it up this morning. Let's go. Let me see here. Star Wars and Stripes for $20. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Socrates Magoat says, or Scrotes Magoat says, I feel like a lot of this anger is brought on by Mike Johnson's impotence and the GOP senators who would rather have a uniparty circle jerk than work. Elon just doesn't know how to direct it properly. I don't disagree with anything you just said. I actually don't. I'm not saying Elon is wrong for his concerns. I'm not. I'm saying he's wrong in how he's going about it. That's all I'm saying. Like, Elon is clearly a smart guy. Clearly. And I think he's probably too smart for a lot of the things he's trying to understand right now. It's like how many times we said, like, hey, I know this really smart guy, but he doesn't have any common sense. You know, those people where it's like they can understand things on such an advanced level, but basic everyday things that we know and understand. We're like, how do you not get that? You're fucking brilliant. But it's like, because they're so smart that this is just beyond them. That's what Elon's problem is right now, is that Trump is looking at it from Trump's perspective, from a political perspective. Elon is looking at it from a straight up like deficit perspective. That's it. The Mickey will inherit the earth says Elon and Trump are both firebrands with no chill. If Trump was really mad at Elon, he wouldn't be holding back so much. Elon hasn't even mentioned Trump's name specifically. Something else is going on. He has actually mentioned Trump pretty directly. Like, look, I mean, he's quote tweeting stuff like this. I mean, that's a direct, he's quote tweeting stuff like that. He's quote tweeting Trump's words from 2013 and 2012. He is 100% mentioning Trump. Absolutely. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. That's what he said. Trump just posted about Elon on True Social. Dude, it's like WWE, dude. Okay, here we go. Here we go, boys. All right. Hang on. Okay. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody wanted, that he knew for months. And he just went crazy. Holy shit. Whoa. Boo. Holy shit. I got to tweet that one out. Oh, man. It's over, boys. It's over. All right. So let me tweet this out. Elon got fired. He's a disgruntled former employee. That's it. Boom. Elon got fired. Elon got fired. And he is a disgruntled former employee. That's it right there. Do-rag Elon. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There it is right there. Noble Spitfire says, one thing is undeniable above everything. Garbage big media owes Trump so much for the endless amounts of content. They would be in the gutter if Trump had not become the president to give them more views for their dying platforms. Can't stand them. 100%. 100%. So if you're not on True Social, I tweeted it out right here, so you can find it on True Social. So there you go. It's that right there kind of tells you everything you need to know. Trump just put it in perspective right there. So and that's pretty much what it comes off as. And this is the danger. This is the danger in hiring such a powerful person is like, okay, let me put it in perspective. All I can do is put it in my own perspective. And I am a nobody. Okay. I'm a nobody, but I do run my own company and I am my own boss. So if you give me a situation where I have to work for somebody else who's essentially my equal, and I have to do things like they want me to do them, even though we're friendly, even though we're cool, I'm going to be like, fuck you. You don't have anything that you can give me of value. Like, I have the same thing you have. So that's ultimately going to wear thin on someone that is as powerful as Elon Musk. And so Elon is used to being his own boss, his own self. That's respectable. I totally understand that. So going to work for President Trump with President Trump's mandate and President Trump's vision, I'm sure a lot of that they saw eye to eye on, but then there's going to get to a point where Elon's like, no, I want to do it my way. And I don't really care. Like, I'm Elon fucking Musk. And Trump is going to be like, okay, but I'm the president of the United States and you work for me. And in Elon's mind, he's going to be like, yeah, well, I'm the richest man in the world and I got you elected. And so it's just a back and forth of egos at that point in time. That's the reality of the situation with two powerful, successful men like this trying to work together. It probably was always going to fall apart, unfortunately. But I voted for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for Elon Musk, but I very much do appreciate Elon Musk for everything he has done up to this point. So thank you for the earlier shows. Keeps me sane while I deliver in the Arizona heat. Also need to do more meetups in Arizona. Hail, chat, and the 199. Thank you. Elon's a fig. Never cared about him, nor did he swing my vote. He's bitch made. Jeremy, oh my God. Elon tweet 20. That picture. I can wait. Oh, that's me as Barry and Epic Mike as Big Mike. Oh, I've never looked at that picture. Fuck you for this picture. Burn in hell for that picture. That is cursed. You know what? I think we all, I know we haven't gotten a proper 199 yet, but I think we all need a little bit of Sweeney to offset that, because that was terrifying. Okay. Holy crap. Oof. All right. We're all feeling better now. We're all feeling better. Everything's good now. That was rough. Grant Potato says Einstein had to have someone tie his shoes. Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's what people might miss when I'm saying things about Elon, like, because again, this is always going to be the case. Like, when I've criticized Trump in the past, people are like, oh, Jeremy's turning on Trump. And it's like, no, I'm criticizing him. I'm not turning on Elon. I'm saying what needs to be said. I am a fan of Elon Musk. I am thankful for Elon Musk. He gave us something that no other human being on the planet could give us. He used his power and his influence and his money to fundamentally change the discussion of the online discourse. I can never thank him enough for that. And I never will be able to thank him enough for that. And what he did for President Trump and everything. But he is clearly wrong to act the way he's acting. I'm not saying he's wrong to have his stances on the bill, but the way that he's going about this is not good. Gerald Armstrong says Trump is going to going back to the spoils system. Darth Gavel says EV batteries and consumables and lithium mining is extremely destructive to the environment. EV is not the future. Convinced Vince McMahon is behind this. Honestly, man, like we've talked about how like the 2024 campaign is the greatest story ever told. If Vince is revealed to be behind all of this, it will top the 2024 campaign. And if Vince says like, it was me, America, it was me all along, I'll be like, take me now, Lord. I have witnessed the greatest story ever told. We can never top this cinema. Okay. We can never top it. Oh God. Darth Gavel says, so what does CNN have to say about the anti-Tesla terrorism earlier this year? Oh, they were probably celebrating it. Let's see. Dr. Callan says, Jeremy got his hair from Israel. Hail IDOTs. Daniel says, must be a $10 minimum. Trump printed $3.8 trillion and boosted the Pentagon, wasted Elon's time working on Doge. From what I understand, and as a matter of fact, I've got another clip that I want to pull up. Let me see. I got to go to my bookmarks. Right. I've had so many things to talk about today. And I've been bookmarking like everything left and right. Trying to find it. It was bookmarks aren't working good. Elon is still tweeting. Like a madman. It was Scott Jennings. I don't know if the tweet maybe got deleted. Or maybe it was on YouTube. It's hard to keep up. There's so many moving parts to all of this right now. Let's go back. Okay, right here. Here we go. All right. So Scott Jennings, the only good person on CNN.
Republican is one of which is the simplest, that he's right, that it does increase the deficit, that it is a lot of government spending that is not paid for. So what are Republicans going to do? And is it going to matter after this man spent, almost $250 million on Republican campaigns?
Well, Elon Musk is a brilliant man, and he doesn't make rockets or Teslas by compromising. And it just might be that his intellect is ill-suited to passing legislation. And so
that's what I was saying.
Know that he is the right person to give Mike Johnson or John Thune advice about how to pass this bill to stop a tax increase. And that's really what it is. And I'm confident that as we get toward the finish line, Elon Musk will be on board because the bill is to stop the Democrats' tax increase. That's its whole purpose. If we don't pass it, everyone's taxes go up.
That's so interesting because for the last 6 months, the answer to every question in the federal government was Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's not qualified to talk about spending.
I didn't say it wasn't qualified. I said his intellect might not be suited to legislative strategy.
Okay. Go ahead, Reese.
Well, I think that he is clearly trying to rehabilitate his image by trying to create some fake distance between him and Donald Trump. Of course, he's against the deficit decreasing, but I don't give him credit for being against this bill because he does not have a problem with the tax cuts for himself, and he doesn't have a problem with millions of people losing their Medicaid coverage. He railed against Medicaid and other entitlements, and so I don't think he deserves credit. I think this is what a lot of people do when they fake leave the Trump orbit, is they try to act like they aren't on board with things. But we are not going to forget that he has been the single most chaotic and cruelty causing agent in this administration.
I think the reality here is that he's realizing the con of Donald Trump that so many people already know, which is Donald Trump claims to be a good fiscal steward, but when he was president first time, no president in modern history added more to the debt than he did. Now, I know what Scott will say. That's COVID. But if you take away COVID, he added $4 trillion to the deficit before COVID even came about. And now he's proposing another $2.4 trillion while 11 million people lose their insurance. This is the con of Donald Trump, claiming that he's a fiscal steward, claiming Republicans are the fiscal stewards, when in reality it is Democrats who have been making the investments time and time again on behalf of the American people.
Scott, do you have anything to say for yourself? I was just kidding.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love them both, and I don't like it when mom and dad are fighting. But having spoken to him recently, I know he has a deeply held view that the debt that we have in this country, Elon, I mean, is a problem that must be dealt with urgently. And he does have some disappointment that Republicans don't share his zeal for the urgency of the issue. However, this is not a spending bill. This is a reconciliation bill, and it has three main points: making the tax cuts permanent, massive investments in border security,
Campaign promises,
and the biggest and most necessary welfare reform in at least a generation. Those three things happen to be what Donald Trump ran on for president and won the national popular vote and a not particularly close win in the Electoral College. So this is the president's agenda. And I actually think Elon's goals regarding reduction of debt and the president's goals regarding passing what he ran on are not irreconcilable. They're just all not going to happen in the same bill.
Are Elon's goals the same goals that Republicans said that they also shared for 2-3 decades in this country?
Republicans do want
So basically, it's out the window now.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No,
like
but
they don't care
but this legislation,
whether their children or your children are saddled with. I mean, I'm just saying that's the talking point.
Dude, there are a few people in media that it pains me to listen to this woman talk, because she talks in a way that is. It's like it drags the life out of me to hear this woman's tone of her voice. I fucking hate her. I hate listening to her. It is unbelievable.
Right. This legislation is not a spending bill. It's not an appropriations bill, and it is not a budget bill. It is a reconciliation bill. There are other vehicles to achieve those goals.
But I hear what you're saying, but you also just acknowledge that there is spending in there. First of all, extending the tax cuts will cost money. Second of all, even the budget,
tax cuts. It's keeping the rates the same.
Okay,
it's not a tax cut.
It costs money. Okay,
it doesn't cost money. The money belongs
to
the people.
I mean, look.
So you want Republicans to raise taxes?
Look,
we did not run on
that. Hold on, guys. He's extending the tax cuts.
Tax rates.
He's also creating new tax cuts that cost money. Okay, I mean, this is not voodoo, okay? It's just a balance sheet. You either pay for it or you don't. And historically, Republicans have said, if you're going to spend, pay for it. It's just that now, I guess that doesn't matter.
Listen, can I tell you this? This whole thing is weird. It's been weird from the beginning, okay? Because...
I just have to add, before we listen to this clown talk, I just have to do a preemptive.
Shut up, silly woman.
All right, here we go.
Elon Musk has been ill-suited to be at the right hand of the father since the very start. I'm finding it incredibly amusing to see, a bunch of Republicans, elected Republicans, who for the last 5 months have been sucking up to Elon Musk and to Donald Trump, have to pick between mom and dad. Look, it's giving me whiplash, because it wasn't but last week that they were still in the White House and tweeting.
Yeah, I can't listen to it no more. Somebody said deport her in the chat. Anytime she talks, this is what I have to say.
I'm not making myself clear. I don't give a fuck.
There. That's my stance on her. So I do not give a fuck at all. All right, let's see what's all right, guys. I know there's a lot of speculation as to if this was real or not, but I finally do have confirmation it's not a work, because breaking news: Elon Musk has just unfollowed drunk 3PO. It's over. Elon Musk has unfollowed drunk 3PO. This is confirmation that it is 100% over. Elon the heel turn is complete. It is over. So it's done. The heel turn is complete right there. So, I saw that and I thought, like, holy crap. But then I realized, oh wait, that's Jay. Look at this, dude. Elon's just tweeting out more. So in 2024, Trump said, "I'm delighted to nominate Jared Isaacman, an accomplished business leader blah, 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 blah. So this is what he said about this guy that apparently Trump denied. Okay, well, that's fine. But still, Trump saw something. Trump saw something in this guy that made him decide he didn't want him to be in this position. He's the president of the United States of America, Elon Musk. He can make that fucking decision with new information. Holy shit, what are you doing, Elon? Jeez. So if Trump signs new information out on this guy and sees that he's not supposed to act on it, he's supposed to go, oh, well, in 2024, I said this guy was a good guy, so I have to stay by it. Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. Jeez. Like, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. How can you take this shit seriously? This guy is a disgruntled former employee. Like, Elon, hang on. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where to pull it up because Elon and Trump talk. Back in 2023, Elon Musk said Donald Trump is washed up and that he should get out of politics and make way for new people. That's what you said in 2023, Elon. Then you went ahead and endorsed him and became part of his administration. So if you want to pull old tweets up, do you want to pull up the old tweets where you voted for fucking Joe Biden? Because you voted for Joe Biden. In 2020, Elon Musk voted for Joe Biden. So we're going to pull old tweets. Let's pull old tweets. You stood in line for 8 hours to meet Barack Hussein Obama. But let's pull up old tweets. Good Lord, man. He's off his meds at this point. This is crazy, dude. So, look at here. He's even responding. He's responding. Such an obvious lie. So sad. So this is a full out war at this point. It's an all out war. Unless, of course, as my tweet says, the best possible ending to all of this. We can only hope that this is the ending right here. Oh, boy. I guess, like, did Elon support Bernie Sanders as well? Curious about that. So you've got standing in line to meet Obama, voting for Joe Biden, voted for Joe Biden, and he went all in on DeSantis in the early stages of the 2024 primaries. So we'll see. Musk defended Amber Heard. I mean, Amber Heard's like, she's a bitch, but she's pretty hot. I can't blame Elon for that. I'm not hating on Elon for taking up for a hot chick that he banged. So she didn't poop in his bed. Peter Yang says, I know nobody actually gives a fuck about the debt. I would rather have a nation than let infinity migrants in this country. Well, yeah, I mean, to me, I'm not saying I don't care about the debt. I'm saying I'm far more worried about illegal immigration right now. It's like anything else in life. Let me bring retail into this. I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I used to work retail back in the day. And when I was a manager, we had a really good store. And because we had a good functional store, oftentimes our management team would get sent to other stores to help clean and reorganize these stores. The first time I went to a store to clean it up, I was completely overwhelmed and completely lost. I had no idea what to do because I was used to being in the organized store that I worked in, that I managed. So when I walked into a store that was mismanaged, I was completely like, I have no idea what to do. There's so much shit here. I don't even know how to start. I don't even know where to start. Where would I start? And so other managers that had had experience in this, they're like, Jeremy, don't get overwhelmed. You have to focus on the most important areas first, and work your way through it and don't get distracted by other areas. So what's the most pressing matter that we can deal with? And we focus on that and we clean that up and then we move on to the next. What's more a pressing matter right now in this country? Illegal immigration or the debt? I would argue illegal immigration is far more pressing right now to the day-to-day lives of our country. Illegal immigration has to be dealt with. We need mass deportations immediately. That's the fucking focus right there. MCU fan says Elon needs to be in check with his emotions. Take it from someone like me who is always calm and collected. Oh boy, there we go. MCU fan is always very calm, cool, and collected. Composed in the chat. He's never lashing out at the chat. Never. Ghost Crusaders TV says Trump is right, though. Elon had a week from when the bill passed to talking to Trump or Johnson about it. He didn't. He waited until he left and said he wasn't actually leaving Doge just for now. I am always going to stand with Donald Trump. We can criticize Trump. We can disagree with him. I think the Epstein situation has been a disaster. I think Pam Bondi has been a disaster. I don't like how that whole situation has played out. I know that there were a lot of Trump fans that didn't want to give Trump any blame for the Epstein stuff. But the fact is when they did that influencer bullshit with the Epstein files, Trump was right there. Trump 100% is to blame for that. But I can have disagreements with the man and still see the bigger picture. And that's exactly where we are. Patriotic Eagle says, before today, I saw it not as Trump versus Elon issue, but rather Elon mad at Congress. By the way, Trump is getting more done as one person than 200 plus members of Congress. 100%. Dan Bask. Let's go. Shut up and listen for a second to actual important news. I gotta switch to let's go. That means he's going to be playing with us tonight. Let's freaking go. All right. Geeks and Gamers Play, boys. It's going to be lit tonight. It's going to be lit. Hell yeah. Daniel says DNC looking for a podcaster. Joe Rogan used to be a Democrat before they went full commie. The Miki will inherit the earth. I don't know. This does seem genuinely bad or look genuinely bad now. But look how crazy Musk went off on Amazon or Asman. Now they're talking about working together. Maybe in the future this will blow over. They'll be cool again. I made a video on the Elon and Asman situation, and that was that puts it into perspective about how Elon Musk is just so smart that things that are just below his level, he just fundamentally doesn't understand them, and he lashes out emotionally. So let me give you guys a little recap on that. This is the whole Elon accused of cheating during Path of Exile 2. That whole situation happened. Asmongold did a reaction laughing about Elon and how, he was getting exposed for possibly having someone play for him to rank up his character. Asmongold on Twitter said something, and then Elon Musk responded and then showed DMs between him and Asmongold, because I think, if I recall, and I can't remember specifically, something to do with some messages with them about some type of content or something. And Asman essentially said, I'll have to run it by my editors and see what they say, or something to that effect. And Elon took that as Asman has no power. He's a slave to his editors. He does nothing with his... And it was like, what? What are you talking about, Elon? Asmongold is a streamer. Asmongold has YouTube channels. Asmongold has people that watch his stream, and then they clip out segments from his stream. They upload to his YouTube channel, and then he pays them a percentage of the ad revenue. The more views those channels get, the more money his editors make. That's how it works. And he accused Asman of being a slave to his editors. I'm going, how do you misunderstand this? And then I realized, oh, he's just too smart. This shit is just below him. It's the same thing we're dealing with right now. The man is too fucking smart. Let's see. Mikey says this is the Elon heel turn. Am I right? It 100% is, and it's awesome. Hades B says it's hilarious how Elon and Trump control the narrative when they're with their fake blow up. Dude, it would be the greatest thing ever if it is. War Breer becomes a member. Thank you. Shorty Short says, let the free market decide on EVs. No pork for Elon. Pippi says this feels like Elon's Kanye moment. Just saying. FaZe Mazda says, you think Elon forgot Trump is bringing in trillions of dollars into our country? Also, happy birthday to Jessica Lindstrom. Maximus BT says, where my breeds at? Darth Gabble says, is the left going to walk back their deporting Elon talk now? I don't know. And I think that's the interesting thing that Elon has here is that will the Democrats fully embrace Elon now? And I think that they would. I think Democrats would fully embrace Elon. I absolutely do. Never mind calling him a Nazi. Never mind calling for him to be deported. Never mind calling for him to have his businesses destroyed. Their hatred of Trump would make them embrace Elon. They absolutely, because of their hatred for Trump. Zindy Business says, isn't there a tax credit for cars made in America, i.e. Teslas? Yes, I think so. Yeah. Daniel says Trump chose the Jewish community by printing $5 trillion and wasting Elon's time with Doge as a cover-up. Femcell Beardo says, buy the Tesla dip. It'll grow back soon. Yeah, let me see how it's looking right this second. Yeah, it's just tanking right now. Holy shit. It is tanking. Look at this. Look at my Tesla stock right now. That's my Tesla stock right there. That is so bad. That is really bad. Woo. Oof. Oh well. 100% buy the dip. 100%. It's Elon Musk. Crimson Raptor says, I've stood with President Trump since the escalator ride, and that's not going to change. MAGA, and Beardo gay. Queenie says, hey ho, hello everyone. That Colorado judge looks like a thwomp. Yeah, dude, I got to show that picture if I can find it. Anima Chain says, I voted for Trump, not Elon. Elon is being a fool. Blue Eyed Scorpio says, I got banned for saying Zuck you fuckerberg on Inauguration Day, even though my post was 4 months old. Really? Infinity Flare says, the next E-Thought is going to get the angry rocket. Bo Briscoe says, happy birthday to Jessica Lindstrom. Don't at me. This is her rule, not mine. I just have to follow the mod's rules. By the way, do you think because of the Elon breakdown, do we think Ashley St. Clair shows back up? Do we think Ashley shows back up? If Ashley St. Clair shows back up, she's like, I told you. Everybody would be like, get the hell out of here, bitch. We still got Elon's back over you. We still got Elon's back over you. Always. So, all right, let's see here. I'm looking to see. Whoa. I didn't see this one. Oh, President Trump threatens to terminate Elon Musk's government contracts. Says he went crazy. So got that one. And then holy crap. I didn't see that. I did not see that one. Business is picking up. Business is picking up, boys. Colorado Trucker says, do you think Trump and Musk made a side deal to help Musk's business, help him get some good press and be left alone in the long run? I don't. And like ultimately, like right now, this is why I dismissed the theory that this is a work, because right now, Trump's approval ratings are as high as they've ever been. Democrat approval ratings are as low as they've ever been. Everything is coming full circle. This is the worst possible time to do this, if that was the theory behind it. So I don't buy that scenario at all. The Mickey will inherit the Earth says, well, never mind. Greedo Gaming says, Elon made a huge mistake making this public. I agree. Mikey says, I got a feeling Elon is going to ban Trump on Twitter. I hope that doesn't happen, but seeing how petty he can be, I really wouldn't be surprised. Default says, sad seeing Elon kick off his villain arc, but the content is going to be prime. Plus, Bill Gates is brilliant too, but we don't want his political ideas either. NDI says, so much for the oligarchy. Ryan L says, I feel like my parents are fighting. I hate this. Jeremy is gay says, fix the pick. Oh, God. Oh, no. Final Halo says, how long until X censorship? Honestly, I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know why Beardo's calling me while I'm live. Let me answer the phone and find out. Hi, Beardo. Why are you calling me while I'm live?
Did you see Elon Musk tweet 20 seconds ago?
20 seconds.
20 seconds ago.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
Donald Trump is in the Epstein file list. Have a nice day.
Oh, my God. All right, bye. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Jeez. Oh, my goodness. That is called a trump card. Oh my goodness. So, guys, can we stop with this is a work? Because it's not a work. This is not a work at all. We are witnessing the biggest feud in history right here. Holy shit. Elon Musk is going to have to prove this. And if Elon Musk can't prove this, he just signed his own death certificate, not literally, figuratively, of course. He signed his own certificate. He has got to prove this. You cannot be Elon Musk. You can't be the richest man in the world. You can't have this type of following and put this out without having proof. I don't think he has the proof. How would he know this? How would he have this information? Holy shit. Wow. I gotta say, this right here, I might need to sell my Tesla stock right now to hold on to a little bit because I'm just gonna pull my Tesla stock up and watch it in real time just dissolve right before my very eyes, because that's what's about to happen. My Tesla stock is it's gonna tank. Elon doesn't know what he just did, because let's talk about this seriously for a minute. What has been the popular theory around the Epstein files as to why they have not been released? For me anyway, and for a lot of people, it's because there's a lot of politicians tied into that. I don't think Trump's one of them. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Let's see if I can find this really quickly. Okay, so right here. So this is from Trump banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago after sex criminal hit on member's daughter. So President Donald Trump banned former friend, the wealthy investor Jeffrey Epstein, from his exclusive Mar-a-Lago club for hitting on a teenage daughter of another member. The late Epstein's banishment from Trump from Palm Beach, Florida club appears to have occurred months before Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008, but also seems to have happened more than 2 years after the state grand jury charged Epstein with soliciting prostitution. So this is before all the shit hit the fan right there. And I can't believe Elon Musk said this. I can't believe it. He's either going to have to prove this or he's done. He's done. Holy shit. Now I got to keep an eye on True Social. Oh no. Good Lord, man. Yeah, Elon has lost it. It's everywhere now. Holy crap. I am stunned. That tweet, this might be the biggest tweet in history right here. This is going to be one of the biggest tweets of all time. And let's be clear. I'm happy this tweet was made. I'm happy as hell this tweet was made, because this will finally give us the truth. We now will probably find the truth out. So I'm actually glad. And we're going to find out one of two things. Either Donald Trump was in there, which I don't believe he was, or we're going to find out that Elon Musk just destroyed himself. That's what we're going to find out. And the Trump administration brought this on themselves. The Trump administration brought this on themselves because of how, oh my gosh, Tesla stock is just crashing right now. Let's see. So we've got Epstein binders. All right. So, man, this is wild. I'm going to be live all day long. Did you have to do this on the day of the Nintendo Switch 2, bro? Come on. So let me be clear. So right here, the Trump administration deserves all the criticism. This is what they did with the Epstein files. They brought a bunch of garbage influencers to the White House. And here's DC Drano says, today I met with President Trump, Vice President Vance, AG Pam Bondi, and Director Kash Patel in the Oval Office. They handed me a binder copy of the Epstein files. This is the most transparent administration in American history. Guess what? How long ago was that? That was February. We've heard nothing since then. Okay? We've heard nothing. So it's official. Trump gave Elon the black eye. Well, I do believe that he was lying about the reason he had the black eye. I said that at the time. But yeah, this is full on, like, no more. No more. There's no more believing that this is not a work, boys. This is a real crash out. I'm using the word crash out. And I will make it clear once again that I firmly stand with President Donald J. Trump. And I don't believe Elon Musk has the proof to back this up. I don't believe it for a second. And Elon, I think, has just made a monumental mistake right now. But with that said, it will be a win. Check Elon's reply to Laura Loomer an hour ago. Let me see what Laura Loomer has to say about this. I'm actually interested in what Laura Loomer has to say about this. I feel like, let's see here. Laura Loomer has says nothing yet. This is going to break the fucking... This is already breaking the internet right now. And Elon just responded again. Elon just responded again. Hang on. Let me refresh. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. What is happening right now? What is happening? Wow. That is crazy. I am astonished at what we're witnessing right now. Everybody can drop the idea that this is a work. It is not a work. It is not a work at all. So again, I will bring up that I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any. He needs to show proof of this, because again, if you're just tuning in, Trump banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago over sexual assault allegation at Mar-a-Lago, and this was before everything happened with Jeffrey Epstein. This is before. So yeah, man. Wow. It's over, boys. It is 100% over between Elon and Trump, and we are not going back. And Tesla's stock is just tanking right now, right before our very eyes. I actually want to pull this up so we can just watch this happen in real time. Why do you want me? Hang on. Do I have to log in? Let's see. Send a text notification. Yes, that's me. Okay. All right, hurry up and sign in. I ain't got all day. All right, so Tesla's stock right now. I mean, obviously I don't follow the stock market closely or anything, but like this is it right here. So, and it's just tanking right now. Just tanking right before our very eyes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me see. Brad Mann says, sorry I'm late. Just catching up. Haha. Do you think this could be them protecting Musk from lib violence, like pretending to fight? No. A lot of these questions have been answered by the tweet that just happened. So East Coast Toasted Boy says Vince goes public, then he pulls out the do-rag. Charlie Thompson says, check Elon's reply to Laura Loomer, a tweet an hour ago. Joe C says, I hope everyone in the chat and around the world sees that Elon was in it for himself. Trump, on the other hand, is in it to save America. Noisy Ninja for 20 on Rumble says, thanks for the Tesla heads up. I was going to wait it out thinking it would stabilize, but I don't see it. Back to work. Yeah, it's dropping like crazy right now. Xandar says, New York GameStop destroyed Switch 2s by stapling the screens. It's crazy. Piano Dean says, this person is most responsible for this is none other than the broodmare extraordinaire, Ashley St. Clair. MCU fan says, also tell chat to stop spamming Krista emojis. Queenie says, I'm just over these massive bills. I want single bills posted longer than 48 hours so we can all read them and it makes noise if needed. So if you're just tuning in right now, the war between Elon Musk and Donald Trump has hit a place that I don't think anybody saw happening. I don't think anyone saw this happening. And Elon Musk, after a couple of shots towards Trump, Trump took a couple of shots back. And now we are at a point where Donald Trump has just been put on blast by Elon Musk to a level that none of us even thought was possible. Yet here we are right now. I want to see how the mainstream is covering this right now. Because I think that I think that a lot of like hardcore Trump fans will be in a very tough spot to like. I mean, hang on, let's see. Is anybody covering this? Come on, you got to be covering this.
Everywhere, it never gets any better.
Right. The basics of this haven't changed from 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, they're not talking
or since President.
All right, I'm going to see if they're going to cover that here in just a minute. So anyway, a lot of Trump supporters are probably sitting there not knowing how to deal with this. Bottom line is one of two things I think will ultimately come from this. And this is the craziness here, is that we are truly at this crossroads. We're going to find out that Elon Musk is either lying or he's telling the truth. And both of those scenarios have drastically different results for each man. If Elon is lying, he has made the biggest mistake of his entire life. And if he's telling the truth, then Donald Trump is done. That's it. And this right here is the biggest mic drop of all time. I'm curious. Let's see. Let's do the poll in the chat. Do you believe Elon? Do you believe Elon? Let's see here. Do you believe Elon? There it is. Yes or no? Curious what the results will be with the 3,000 people watching. I know we have 200 over on Rumble as well. Hello to all of you. Right now we have 72% says no, they do not believe Elon. So we're hovering at about 70 to 73%. Wow. This is absolutely crazy. You would have never convinced me we would be doing this right here, right now. I would have never felt that it would get to this level. And Elon has to produce proof. He has to. You can't say this. You can't say this without backing it up. This is terrible to say. Trying to go back through Twitter. Yeah, this is true right here. What the fuck, Elon? We all know he was actually, if he actually was, the Democrats would have released them immediately. You know, I think that there is some truth to that theory, but how many people would also be caught up in it? So we have to think about this with some nuance here. Just because Trump, let's hypothetically say, let's say Trump, that Elon's telling the truth. Okay? Trump is in there. So if Trump is in there, that automatically means the Democrats are going to release it to throw Trump away. No. Because if they release it, that would means they're going to implicate their own as well. That's why it was easier to kill Trump, to arrest him. But at the same time, if Donald Trump is in the Epstein files along with Democrats and rhinos, why were they so threatened by him? When you raid his home, when you arrest him, when you try to murder him, if he's in there and he knows that other people are in there and he has the power to really, like, I don't know, man, it's a very complicated situation, but I don't think that just for the sake of saying if Trump was in it, the Democrats would release it. I don't think it's as easy as that. I think there's a lot more nuance involved with this that we have to understand, that they're implicating themselves if they did that as well. So there's a lot more to it than that. So we have so 73% do not believe Elon. That's pretty strong numbers. And obviously we have a very pro-Trump crowd here. So those are very strong numbers. But wow. Whoa. Holy shit. Look at this. Elon said, oh, and some food for thought. As they ponder this question, Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. Whoa. This dude has lost his fucking shit. Yeah, Elon's gone, dude. Elon's gone. Elon is gone. This is the tweet you guys were telling me. Holy fuck. Yeah, he's out. He's done, man. This man's talking, this man who's not even an American is talking about controlling American politics for the next 40 years. I think he's gone. And I think the Trump administration knows that. And I think that when you're dealing with someone like this, oh boy. It's time for Trump to, yeah, Trump's going to have to deal with this. This is not good. This is not good at all. No, he has a point. No, he doesn't have a point. He doesn't have a point at all. He has no point. He again, let's revisit what happened and how Elon Musk got to this point in time. Do we all remember this? He did not endorse President Trump. He did not endorse either one of the two main candidates. He at first put his support behind Ron DeSantis, and that blew up in his face, and it didn't go very well. He then kind of hedged his bets on Biden and Trump, and then when Trump got shot in Butler, the moment that Trump got shot in Butler and put up his fist and said, fight, 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 Elon Musk fully endorsed President Trump. Because at that point in time, Elon Musk, being the smart, brilliant person that he is, looked at this and says, he's going to win. That's what Elon did. I'm not saying he was wrong for doing that. He made the right strategic decision. He looked at that and said, Trump's going to win. I'm going to back Trump and put everything behind this because Trump's going to win. And he did that. And Trump won. And here we are now, a few months into the administration. Donald Trump has treated Elon like royalty. He has let this man have more control than any, regular person, civilian, whatever you want to call him, has had. He's let his son dance around in the office, the Oval Office. Like, he has treated Elon like royalty. And Elon has, because of a few disagreements on something, Elon has gone off. And this is where we are. So you are dealing with a very, very dangerous person, because Elon is not someone to fuck around with, dude. Elon Musk, I do think he's basically gone full Lex Luthor. He really has. He is full Lex Luthor at this point in time. So we got 74% says no, they do not believe Elon Musk. Elon deleted the last tweet. Which one? This one? No? Hang on. Which tweet did he delete? Let's see here. Oh, this is a good question from Drew Hernandez. Hey, Elon Musk, I'm curious. If what you're saying about Trump being on the Epstein files is true, how long have you known? Why did you wait until now? What were you planning on sitting on this forever? Genuine questions that now you have decided to release this blackmail. Boom. I am I am retweeting Drew right now. Boom. 100% right there. Good questions from Drew Hernandez. Damn good questions. I don't know what tweet Elon deleted. So this is crazy, dude. We are witnessing again, this is the greatest show of all time. All right, greatest show of all time. The problem here is that I do believe that Elon Musk's behavior is coming off as dangerous. Like Elon Musk, his behavior is coming off as what the media has told us Donald Trump is capable of. He's unhinged. He's got the biggest megaphone, and he is using it in a very dangerous way. The 40 years tweet? No, that one's still up too, I think. Let me look and see if I can find it. That was from Laura Loomer, right? No, that the 40 years tweet is still there too. So, so that one's still there. I don't see. I'm looking on True Social to see if Trump has said anything on Truth. I think Donald Trump is going to play this very, very, very carefully, as he should. This is crazy. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see. Musk makes the mistake of thinking money is power, power is power, and he ain't got it. This is the best comment of the day, probably, because Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world. Let me see if I can find, let's see, it's I don't know if I can find it or not. Right here. Okay, right here. This is an old video, but this is who you're dealing with, Elon, okay?
Well, most, some of the people that were most loyal to me are people that I didn't think would be. Some of the people that were least loyal to me are people that I think I would have treated them differently. I think I would have treated different groups differently. I would have wiped the floor with the guys that weren't loyal, which I will now do, which is great. I love getting even with people, but I would have wiped.
You love getting even.
Oh, absolutely. You don't believe in the eye for the eye. You do.
No.
I know you well enough. I think you do. But anyway,
but tell me, you're going to get even with some people. Because
yeah, I know. If given the opportunity, I will get even with some people that were disloyal to me. I had a group of people that were disloyal.
But how do you define disloyalty?
They didn't come to my aid.
Well, what did they do? They turned their back on you?
No, but they didn't do small things that would have helped. You see, I'm so loyal to people, and maybe I'm loyal to a fault, but I'm so loyal to people that when somebody's slightly disloyal to me, I look upon it as a great act of horror.
I don't think Elon's ready for what's heading his way. Let's see. Somebody says that Kanye tweeted. Let's see here. Has Kanye said something? He just says, bros, please, no, we love you both so much. I love how Kanye keeps saying that he doesn't go by the name Kanye when his literal @ is Kanye West still. But every time you call him Kanye, he says, that's my slave name. Like, it's your fucking @ on Twitter, retard. It's still your @. What are you talking about? Let's see here. The reaction online is crazy, bro. Trump threatened to cancel Elon's government contracts before Elon said he was in the Epstein files. Where does it go from here? Woo! Why on the Switch 2 launch day? Why you got to pull this shit off, guys? Like, why on Switch 2 launch day? Why couldn't you wait? Why couldn't you wait? Laura Loomer has not tweeted in 30 minutes. I want to hear what Laura Loomer has to say about all of this. AB says, not gonna lie, Trump got to deport Elon to South Africa after this. Holy shit. Trump's gonna deport Elon. Wow. I am astonished that this is going on. Yeah, right here. Too serious of an accusation to post without evidence. No evidence. Drop the evidence now or Trump is going to sue you into oblivion. Yeah, man. Trump's going to crush him if he doesn't have anything. If he has nothing on this, Trump's going to crush him. So Elon better have the fucking facts and he better have some evidence or he is fucked. Let's see here. Oh no. Everybody's speculating on the black eye. So there we go. I don't know what to do with all this, man. Is the mainstream going to pick this up? I'm trying to see if the mainstream's picking this up or not. Alex Jones responds, says, God help us all. He said that to Elon Musk's tweet. I think that's the best tweet you can ask for right now. How many of you remember back in the day? How many of you remember when the mega powers exploded? Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man. How many of you remember this? The mega powers explode. And as a child, it was the worst thing ever. This is me as an adult. This is the mega powers exploding right now. This is Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man. And I'm like, no. Do you know what's also? How many of you remember when AC Slater and Zach Morris got in a fist fight on Saved by the Bell? I know half of you don't even know what that is, but the half of you that do know, you realize this traumatized our childhood. When Zach Morris and AC Slater got in a fist fight, that's how bad this is, okay? That's how bad this is. Oh, goodness. Gosh. True Social. Let me see if Trump's saying anything. Trump has said nothing on True Social. I'm trying to see if there's anything on Fox News right now. Alex Jones. Let's see what his timeline looks like. Oh, is Alex Jones live?
Which occurred in late after the constellation.
All right, we will pull up. So I don't think this is Alex though. It's probably going to be one of his people. But as that feed goes live, I will click on it and we will see. Elon unfollowed Jay. Yeah, that was where we knew this was all going to fall apart. When Elon unfollowed Jay, we knew it was all over. Laura Loomer just tweeted out, "Wow." There you go. And then Alex Jones says, this world stands on the brink of total destruction. He's not wrong. This is awful. What we are witnessing right now is the two most powerful men in the world going scorched earth on each other. And I don't like it at all. Like, yes, there's an entertaining element to this for sure. But make no mistake, this is not a good scenario period. This is not a good scenario at all. This is a bad, bad scenario that everybody should be concerned over. It's an embarrassment, to be honest. It honestly is. It really is. And in terms of the embarrassment falls solely on Elon Musk's shoulders. The embarrassment falls solely on Elon Musk's shoulders because he's the one that's brought this into it. It's pathetic. Now, if it turns out to be true, then that's a discussion we can have. But I'm telling you, I don't believe for a second that this is true at all. I just absolutely don't. I don't believe this is true. I don't believe Donald Trump is in the Epstein files to the point where he was on the island doing something. We know he was on the flight logs because he had a friendship with Jeffrey Epstein early on. We already know he was on the flight logs, but there's no evidence to support that he was on the island. There's no evidence to support that he was involved in any of the horrific things that Epstein was guilty of. There's nothing to support that. And Elon Musk putting this out there shows that Elon Musk is not interested in America and the future of America. Elon Musk is interested in Elon Musk. That's it. Elon Musk is interested in Elon Musk. And this tweet right here, without proof, will prove to be the biggest mistake that one of the most historically significant figures of our entire lifetime has ever made. Elon Musk, a generational name, a person that has done things that no other human had the ability to do. One of the smartest people on the planet who had a direct line to the president of the United States of America. You had his ear. Just because you have his ear doesn't mean that he has to do everything you say. But the fact that the president of the United States of America gave you the access that he gave you should have been the most, you should have looked at that as the greatest honor. Barack Obama didn't do that. You had to stand in line for 8 hours to beat Barack Obama. Joe Biden ignored you. Donald Trump embraced you. Donald Trump embraced you and brought you to the White House and showered you and told you everybody's telling you how great you were. And this is how you repay him? If you got proof, show it. I want to see it. I want to see the files. I want to see the evidence. And then if there's evidence that Donald Trump was involved in anything with the Epstein situation, then fine, lock him up. But I don't think you have evidence. I don't think you have evidence. So, let's see here. We've got Red Mage says, I think it's a bluff to force them to release the Epstein files since Cash and Bongino have been dodging this for a while. You know what's weird is, so I've talked about this. White House is live. Okay. White House. I think Trump's doing something right now. I don't think that this is about yeah, this is like a roundtable discussion. So Trump is about to be live. Right here. I don't expect, unless there's reporters there, maybe he gets asked some questions. I'm not sure. The Mickey will inherit the earth says, we've been over this. Anyone who was ever on Epstein's plane, even if they didn't go to the island, is in the manifest. He did legit business too. That's why Trump's name pops up. Elon knows this. This is dangerous grounds that Elon Musk is on. Daniel Edmonds says you need to be drug tested. Billionaires start teenage beauty pageant. Would I be on? Wait, what? Let's see. Hang on. You need to be drug tested. Billionaire starts teenage beauty pageant. So would I, to be honest, though. I don't know. I have no idea what you're saying. I have no idea what this means. How about send me another 20 to clarify it? Send me another 20 to clarify it. Tactical Dish Soap says both of these guys have had a brush with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell in the past. All Elon needs to do is prove it, or the administration needs to release the list, unredacted minus victims. Luis R says, so when did Elon begin thinking Trump was on the list? Either he knew he was working for a PDF file, if true, or he's talking out of his ass. If true, big if true, Trump needs, but if true, Trump needs to be removed. No excuses. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. Marlon Sebo says, if Elon actually disagrees with Trump, Elon should run for president in 2028 and give it a shot. He can't. And he knows that. Gavin Free Nunn says, guys, there's a difference between those who visit the island. Those were for business and those for pleasure. As far as we know, Trump visited once and never came back. This is not new information. Marmillan says, yeah, because Dems never released selected items to paint someone bad or ignore the fact of others partaking in it. You are insane to think they wouldn't have leaked it. Maybe, but I'm saying though, it's still a little more nuanced than, than just if Trump's name was in it, he would have released, or they would have released it. I think there's a little more nuance to that. Red Mage says, are we sure that Elon Musk wasn't the main villain in the last 2 Mission Impossible movies by that statement? There's, again, real life is more entertaining than Hollywood at this point. Daniel Edmonds says, that's why you shouldn't keep secrets. Anyone can keep $300 billion secret until you threaten to take it away. I guess Daniel Edmonds is talking about that Trump owned like a beauty pageant or something like that, but I still don't know how that's relevant to what we're talking about. Krista Joe says, we all knew Elon had a big ego. When it's good, he's in it. But when he's vindictive, lashing out, and not caring about repercussions and bridges burned, he's his own worst enemy. Seems habitual behavior. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is not good. Star Wars Strikes for 20 says, this is the one time I'm hoping that Twitter Elon's account got hacked. I don't think it did, unfortunately. I do not think it did. I'm still keeping an eye on things to see what's being said right now. What is this? What is this right here?
Spending is in a rescission bill. The first one, which would obliterate USAID, is going up next week, I believe. It's $98.4 billion in cuts in federal spending, which sounds like a big number, but it's about 5% of what Elon Musk has correctly identified. But this is like turning around an ocean liner. It was never going to happen in one piece of legislation. So I think it is unfortunate. The president was generous in his comments about Elon Musk's contribution to this administration and to identifying the waste, fraud, and abuse. And I'm sorry to see this degenerating into a mud fight based on personalities. But the claim that Jeffrey Epstein or that Donald Trump is compromised because of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is categorically false.
Do you believe that Elon Musk is mistaken in making this allegation or just blatantly dishonest?
I can't say. I don't know Elon Musk. I've met him once in my life. He does not follow me on X, so therefore he can't block me, as I guess he just blocked Charlie Kirk. I have, generally speaking, I'm quite grateful to Elon for it.
He can still. He didn't block Charlie Kirk. He unfollowed him. He can still block you if he doesn't follow you, Roger. We love you, Roger, but he can still block you even if he doesn't follow you.
Giving me my voice back. Remember that I banned for life still on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. The only 2 places you can follow me are X, where I'm Roger J. Stone Jr., except no substitutes. Go to my verified page. I'm also on True Social. So I'm grateful to Elon Musk for my voice. I think he's done great things for free speech. I don't know where he is getting this information, but the longest chapter in my 2015 book, The Clintons' War on Women, is an expose of Jeffrey Epstein. I accurately had his flight manifests for the Lolita Express from the FAA. I report accurately on his little black book. Yes, Donald Trump was on Epstein's plane once. It was a weekend in which Trump's plane was in the shop for repairs. Donald Trump and his wife, Marla Maples at the time, and his daughter, Tiffany, flew from New York to Palm Beach and back with Jeffrey Epstein, which proves what? Proves nothing whatsoever. They knew each other. Trump doesn't deny that. Trump cut him off very early.
Yes, absolutely. He was one of the first to cut him off. And frankly, at least up until today, I was an example of somebody who trusted both Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And I'm leaning that way now. Perhaps it's my own naivete, but it seems to me that there's more behind this MAGA civil war than meets the eye. It doesn't seem like something that would have organically happened just between Elon and Trump. I'm really disappointed in Mike Johnson throughout this entire process as Speaker of the House. We've got about 30 seconds left before we have to go to break before Owen Schroyer takes over. What are your thoughts?
Look, Speaker Johnson has a near impossible job. He has a 3-seat majority, and half of his caucus doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
They're just rhinos who want to quietly get reelected. They don't want to expose the epic corruption of the Biden crime family, for example. So he's got a very difficult job, and it is not wise to put forward pieces of legislation for which you cannot get a majority to vote.
Right.
He's got a difficult task. Do we need to cut federal spending? Absolutely. Do we need draconian cuts? Yes, we do. But it's not going to.
So we're currently waiting for the White House to go live as well. I'm keeping an eye on that right now. So if you're just tuning in, the day has been wild, to say the least. Elon Musk was very, very vocal on Twitter all morning about, his displeasure with the big, beautiful bill, and, brought up a bunch of old tweets from President Trump, and took a lot of shots at Trump over and over again. This is an advertisement from Alex Jones, so he's not actually talking about what's going on. So don't think he's just an advertisement. But then Donald Trump took some questions today in the Oval Office, and obviously was asked about Elon Musk. He made some comments about Musk, essentially saying, that he was, disappointed that Elon has decided to be so vocal about this, yada, yada, yada. Talked about, some of the things that Elon was upset about. Elon went even more ham on Twitter after those comments from Trump, where Trump has been very quiet about the Elon thing until he was asked about it, and then he answered, and then Elon has been so vocal, and then Elon went even crazier after Trump made relatively mild comments about Elon, especially mild for Trump standards. I thought Trump was overall very respectful of Elon because he knows who Elon is and what he's about. So he made relatively, I would say mild comments about Elon. Elon got so mad and then said some more stuff. And then Trump made a True Social post. And then Elon decides to say that Trump was on the Epstein list, and that's why the administration has not released it. And here we are. So anyway, this is crazy, man. This is a crazy situation that we are waiting to see. And this tweet right here is the one we're talking about. Time to drop the really big bomb. At Real Donald Trump is on the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. So there you go, right there. And this is where we are right now. And we are just currently waiting to see how this all plays out. Are we waiting? I wonder what Steve. Oh, here we go. I
know that the Jane Does that followed suit saying he raped them when they were 14, saying that he's wrong about credible release the Epstein files.
Here we go.
In just the last 30 minutes, I learned, as now hundreds of millions, soon billions, have on X, on Elon Musk official account, that Musk war that's obviously erupted with Trump has gone to a whole other level. With Musk saying, I can tell you why they haven't released the Epstein files, and it's because President Trump is in them. Now, unpacking the magnitude of that is just incredible. Now, I made a few phone calls before I came on live here to tell you my take and some of the inside baseball information I know. First off, we know that Musk knows that the entire West is going to collapse if the U.S. collapses. That means the whole world. He's very upset that these Doge cuts they brought forward have not been brought forward. He's very upset about the Big Beautiful Bill. Also in the Big Beautiful Bill is a total AI liability protection system that the Democrats and Obama and the globalists wanted before, and Musk has actually wanted a lot of checks and balances on AI. And there's a lot of that going on. I believe Musk has integrity. I believe Musk has at least been told this. But what does it mean that Trump's supposedly in the Epstein files? So I'm sure he was told that by some sources he thinks are accurate. I'm not saying Musk is wrong. We have to coolly investigate this and look at this. I'm not saying that he's wrong about credible sources telling him this. And we know they got 3 months ago, thousands and thousands of files have been hidden by the Democrats at the New York FBI offices by the Comeys, literally him and his daughter over. And we know Pam Bondi raided those offices with Cash Patel to get that. There's a lot of damage control going on right now with Cash Patel and Dan Bongino saying that Epstein killed himself and that Cash Patel is about to do a huge media tour very, very soon. I'll just leave it at that. You'll see what I'm talking about tomorrow. So there's a lot of signs of impending damage control, and they knew this was about to come out, at least that Musk was going this direction. I have investigated Trump massively. I know that the Jane Does that followed suit saying he raped them and they were 14, 15 turned out to be fake Democrat operations in the last 8 years. I know a lot of people in that area of Florida, not just Roger Stone, that's been Trump's confidant for 40 plus years, 47 years, said that he knows Trump well. He used to be his wingman when he was during divorces. Trump likes big, powerful, bombshell women. Good God, look at his current amazing wife. He's not into young women or much less underage girls. So there was never any evidence of that. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, Epstein, when he found him hitting on 14-year-olds. He got alerted to it. That was like 15 years ago. We know they knew each other, socialites, all of that. I will be shocked if he's actually in those files in any meaningful way, but I don't know what Musk knows, and I'm not saying Musk is wrong. The jury is out on all of this, but what we do know is that Trump's trying to stop World War III right now and doing a great job trying to stabilize our economy, and we're winning this war to bring down the globalist power structure and have America fill that vacuum with our values and freedom and all the rest of it, but not with military force, but with a superior culture.
Alex Jones, in the nicest way possible, is telling you that Elon Musk doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's what Alex Jones is saying right now. He's saying it in the nicest way possible, because if you remember, Elon Musk, once he bought Twitter, would not allow Alex Jones back on Twitter. Do you remember why? Because Elon Musk believed the lies that all of these fucking freaks said about Alex Jones. He even tweeted it out. He accused Alex Jones of doing things Alex Jones never fucking did. And then eventually a conversation happened and he allowed Alex Jones back on Twitter.
Of Americana and really the flower of the Renaissance being rebooted, Back to the Future. So I'm going to go wherever the facts lead, and I'm going to report whatever the facts are. Roger Stone just went exclusively on after I talked to him in the last 10 minutes of my show with Chase Geiser was filling in. I've been down here in federal court today. We're trying to shut down InfoWars, Democratic Party. I'll be on the road soon, the next 30 minutes, and I'll be doing live feeds there. I'll hop on with Owen. I would imagine Roger should be coming on with Owen as well. Owen's show's about to start at Infowars.com/show and a Real Off Shows here on X. Again, this war with Trump and Musk has been heating up the last few weeks. Musk, whenever he focuses on something, totally is dedicated. And he's obviously been very upset about a lot of things, and I know he's learned a lot of things. and he's had access to a lot of things that I don't have access to. But regardless of what the truth is here, this is the equivalent in the information sphere of a full-out nuclear war. And if Trump gets brought down by something, and his agenda does, the globalists are already trying to start a nuclear war as a reset. So the wind really just kicked up here. Let's get behind this column. But just the magnitude of this is right now like a kick in the stomach. I've been on here 31 years. I've never seen a piece of news like this and had the feeling of just being crushed. All the ramifications, what this means, what this signifies, the different angles to it. I'm going to process this. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to think about it some more. And then once I'm live back on the road back to Austin from Houston, I'll make some phone calls as well in between live feeds and continue to bring you the latest on this. But there's no doubt from my FBI sources, we first broke this, that they did get 14 plus terabytes of videos and hundreds of new victims and children and people. And then that all came out, and it was put to the FBI offices around the country, but now nothing's being done with it. And then you see Kash Patel and Bongino looking like they were hostages or something in those Fox interviews, saying, "Oh no, nothing to the Epstein thing, killed himself, and there was only, nobody helped crooks trying to kill."
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like if Donald Trump is in fact, let's look at this logically. If Donald Trump is in fact in the Epstein files to the extent that Elon Musk is trying to make you believe, why would he bring Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, two very vocal people about the Epstein situation? Why would he bring them into his administration only to muzzle them? That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. He would be like, yeah, I don't want those guys around this thing because they're too passionate. They're going to start sniffing around too much. I need to bring people in that aren't really focused on that.
Trump in Pennsylvania. And so this is massive. But Musk is the reason overall that Trump went over the top in his buying of X. Musk has devastated.
Somebody says, what if Elon is right, though? Elon Musk is just like any woman that accuses another man of rape. Show the fucking facts, show the evidence, or you're going to be exposed as a liar. You're making the accusation, then back it up. It's simple as that. This isn't a what if Elon is right. It's where is Elon's proof? That's the whole point. The proof does not go on Trump. It goes on Elon. Elon has to prove his claim. Trump doesn't have to prove shit.
The globalist system and their narratives, transgenderism and the depopulation
New
operation.
Truth? Trump put out a new truth? Really? Okay, hang on. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. We got a Trump True Social tweet. Thank you, Danky. Okay, here we go. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. Yes, exactly. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever. If the bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on the path of greatness. Make America great again. So he didn't directly respond to what Elon did just tweet out, but he's basically saying he should have turned on me months ago. Let's go, Trump. Again, I stand with Donald Trump 100%. I saw that Louder Crowder guys, you can't make that claim and imply that President Trump was tied to Epstein in a meaningful way and come back from that. It is absolutely over for Musk. What a childish thing to do. I 100% agree with that statement right there.
So overall, you don't do real damage to the globalists and be a bad guy. It's very paradoxical because Trump's doing real damage as well. But then, are they blackmailing him or somebody else because suddenly they bring in this AI dictatorship? It's not just liability protection from the states and the citizens for 10 years. It's an AI takeover.
Dude, it's nonstop. Elon just tweets this: in light of President's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Wow. How did this happen? Elon has fucking lost his goddamn mind. Elon has lost it. It's over for this guy, man. This guy is done. I cannot believe how bad this is. I am astonished at how bad this is. He thinks he's the main character. In a lot of ways he was, man, but you're not the main character when Donald Trump is in the story. That's a rule of life. You're not the main character with Donald Trump is in the story, and he wants to be. Elon Musk is done. You're not going to come back from this one. I mean, obviously, he's still going to be Elon Musk. I'm not saying that, but yeah, man. Now you got Mike Johnson retweeting Elon Musk. The Mike Johnson of 2023 is the same Mike Johnson who has always been a lifelong fiscal hawk. Blah, 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 blah. So he's responding to Elon. Who is Elon going to have on his side? The Democrats hate you, and now MAGA hates you. You have nobody, dude. Who does Elon have? I'm sorry. Look, you can think whatever you want, whether you think Elon is justified in this, Trump. You're not going to defeat Donald Trump. You're not going to defeat him. You cannot win this battle, Elon. You may think you can because you're Elon Musk, but you are fighting the one man that you can't defeat. That's what Elon Musk is doing right now. Whoa. Holy fuck. Elon just called for Trump to be impeached and J.D. Vance to replace him. My God. I'm out. Like, I'm completely out on Elon. I am completely out. I am done. I am completely done. What is happening? He just called for Trump to be impeached and J.D. Vance to replace him. And of course, Ian Miles Chong. Most of the people that Elon interacts with on Twitter are very questionable. Ian Miles Chong is a fucking, where is he from again? Where is this guy from? He's not from America. I'm trying to, where's he from? Malaysia. He's from Malaysia. And all he does is talks about American politics. And Elon loves this guy. Holy crap. Yeah, this is a meltdown that I never imagined that I'd see this. So the White House is still not live yet. It doesn't look like. Let's see. Oh, yep. Here we are. White House is live. And Pam Bondi's there.
To protect communities all over our country, and they do it as well as anybody. As the most police president, I would say, without question, in the history of America. I don't think anybody's been more for the police than I am. In recent years, far-left radicals have vilified and targeted our nation's police with Marxist prosecutors and soft-on-crime politicians, making it impossible for you to do your jobs and do them the way you want to do them, and only you know how to do them. Under the Trump administration, those days are over. We're backing the men in blue, and we're back into blue. Very honestly, we have some of the greatest people in the country sitting right around this table. We've ended the use of lawfare against police officers and terminated unjustified federal consent decrees. I signed an executive order directing the Department of Justice to provide legal protection and financial support for officers targeted by very frivolous lawsuits. Oh, I know about frivolous lawsuits better than you do. I can tell you, I had my share of them. I ordered other federal agencies to boost funding for police recruitment, retention, and pay. And I've asked Attorney General Bondi to pursue the death penalty for anyone convicted of killing a police officer, which is very appropriate. Upon taking office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and we reduced the number of illegal border crossers released into the United States by 99.999%. You can't do much better than that. We've removed thousands of violent criminal illegal aliens from our communities as part of the largest deportation effort in American history. And just a few months into office, the national murder rate has plummeted by 28%. It's going down largely because of what you're doing. I'm also deeply grateful to the National Fraternal Order of Police for its resounding endorsement of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which is moving along very nicely with great support. It's a great bill. It's a bill that's going to cut taxes more than any bill we've ever put in the history of our country. It's going to cut costs and expenses by $1.6 trillion, which is the biggest cut in expenses ever. And it's going to do so many other things. You know, our country is doing record business right now. Record investment is coming in. Close to $15 trillion is already committed to come in for building new plants and factories. AI is big. Apple's investing $500 billion plus. They're all coming in. It also includes the largest investment in border security in our nation's history, equipping law enforcement with the tools to stop the invasion. I built a lot of wall, hundreds of miles of wall. Now we're going to build some additional wall where we feel we probably should build it after a little trial and error. And we're going to end up building more wall than even I built, and we built a lot. So I want to thank you for your support, and now let's get the bill passed. We want to get it passed through Congress without delay. In everything we do, we will give our police the respect and the protection and all of the resources that you need. I did that, as you know, nobody wanted to do it before me, where I gave you the military equipment that was excess. They called it excess military equipment. You know that very well. I think every one of you benefited by that. It was in warehouses, billions of dollars worth in warehouses all over the country, and other presidents didn't want to give it to you. I did, and we gave it to you, and it helped out a lot and saved a lot of police officers' lives. I'd now like to ask Attorney General Pam Bondi to say a few words, followed by FOP National President Patrick Yoes, and then Washington, D.C. FOP Trustee Greg Pemberton, and Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police, Joe Gamaldi, all great people. Thank you very much. Pam, thank you very much.
Thank you, President. And thank you to the Fraternal Order of Police for being an unwavering voice for America's law enforcement. We all know there is no ordinary day in the life of a police officer. Each day, you leave your homes with complete uncertainty as to who you will encounter and what happens each day. You also stand on the front lines against cartels and foreign terrorist organizations while fighting the horrors of illegal drug and human trafficking. I was just in Poland this morning and arrived back not even 2 hours ago. And you have the respect of the entire world of law enforcement around this world. They respect all of you so much. Thank you for making all of us so proud on the worldwide stage. President Trump's Justice Department will do everything to protect you and to support all men and women who wear the badge in this country. We are fully committed to ensuring our local law enforcement officers have access to the resources, tools, and manpower you need to do your jobs. That means boosting recruitment and retention We want the best and brightest to join your ranks just like you, and we want them to stay in your ranks. Last month, we announced $57 million in grant money available for law enforcement agencies to hire police officers. Through this funding, we anticipate nearly 1,200 new officers will be hired around the country. We're helping to pay for police officers' overtime and supporting President Trump's no tax on overtime. We've also made millions of dollars available for mental health and wellness programs for you around this country. We know how important that is. We're aggressively prosecuting criminals who assault law enforcement officers. We will not tolerate attacks on police officers. Since January.
Can I just say that I agree with the things she's saying. I can't stand to listen to her voice. Pam Bondi, better seen, not heard. That's pretty much where I stand on that. Pam Bondi, better seen, not heard. So I don't even like listening to her. So so if Trump starts talking again, we will go back to that. I am currently looking at everything on social media right now. I see Dan Vask in the chat talking about retro games. Let's see here. This is bad, man. Steven Crowder. What is this? So Steven Crowder. What does Steven Crowder have to say about the big, beautiful bill here?
Is it the biggest win that we would have that we've had in 2 decades? Yeah, I would say this as far fiscally for conservatives, it would be the biggest win that I can think of in 2 decades.
It's not going to come in one chunk. Why don't you take the wins when you can get them? $1.7 trillion in cuts, tax cuts that actually help the economy grow and go to the number one thing, inflation and price of goods and jobs. That's actually very good for us. Why don't you take the wins where you can get them and go, I know I'm a rational human being. I can't stop the debt ceiling from going up this time around. If I wanted to try that, you want to see what the apocalypse looks like, go for it. Unless you have a plan. I haven't heard a plan.
But by the way, here's the thing too. We just had Donald Trump, President Trump's approval. I believe it's at 52% on Rasmussen. It's up, and this isn't direction of the country. This is Donald Trump approval. Yeah. It's going up.
This is such a weird thing, man. Like the timing of this is so bad for Elon to do this. Like Trump is now right now. Trump is as popular. He might be as popular as he's ever been. You got the Democrats at the lowest point that we've seen them. You've got Trump trying to stop World War III. You've got multiple wars that he's trying to deal with. He's trying to create peace all over the place. And here we go. Like, I don't know, man. None of this makes sense to me. But the tweet that has broken the internet is right here. Elon Musk bringing Epstein into it, and he's also said that he thinks Donald Trump should be impeached and that J.D. Vance should replace him. He has agreed that Trump should be impeached and that J.D. Vance should replace Donald Trump. This is all happening in real time right now. This is wild. Somebody said, am I going to leave Twitter? I mean, I'm not really interested in leaving Twitter, but I certainly don't view it the same way. I like Elon is just completely unhinged, man. I mean, I didn't leave Twitter when Jack Dorsey's piece of shit was there. You know, Jack Dorsey used to run it, and it was a terrible platform then. Supervast 3D says, I'm in the I like retro games list. What's up, Dan Vask? Let's freaking go. We got Dave Chandler from 50 said the sad thing is Elon is in the right on a lot regarding the big beautiful bill. The fact that Republicans still can't be made to cut government waste is pathetic, but pitching a fit like this just makes him seem petty and selfish. It's self-destructive. I agree completely. Like, Elon tweet. Elon's got another tweet. Good Lord, man. Elon is not stopping. What is this? What is Elon tweeting right here?
There was a story that I read about him that really affected me, which was when he was talking
Thank
to
you,
Bill
Dave
Gates,
Chandler.
and Bill Gates had just taken out some huge short on Tesla. It was like $1 billion short or something. And, you know, and Elon was like, why would you do that? Why would you short Tesla? And Bill goes, well, you know, I talked to my financial advisors and I looked at the math and there's no way it's overvalued. And so I'm going to make money on the short. And Elon goes, what do you care about making money? I thought you were into electric cars and climate change and saving the world. What are you doing, like trying to save a few bucks and betting against? Like, and he just walked away in disgust. And I think he never talked to Bill Gates after that. And that's when I realized, like, Elon's a purist. You know, he means what he says. Like, the money is a tool for him to get what he's trying to do. And so I take him at face value, which is the crazy thing, because there are a lot of people who set these audacious goals to inspire people, but you kind of know they don't really mean it. Elon, I take at face value. So I really do think he intends to get to Mars. I don't think he's joking.
Do you take him at face value when he said this in February, where he tweeted out, I love @real Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man? Do you take him at face value when he said this? Because Elon Musk is in the business of bringing up tweets from 2012. How about let's just bring a tweet up from 2025, Elon? Do you take him at face value when he said this?
About that, and I think he means to get there within a defined window of time. And I don't think it's just like an inspirational faraway goal. I think he's very, very concretely going to do whatever it takes, because Elon doesn't want to go down in history as the electric car guy or even the guy who saved America guy.
Yeah,
he wants to go down as a guy who got humanity to the stars.
Yeah.
And I don't think, again, I'll give him more credit than that. I don't even think he wants to go down as the I got humanity to the stars guy. He's just like, I want to get to the stars. And so I have to make it happen in this lifetime. The only way that I get to experience the science fiction world in my head is if I get to the stars. And
well, Elon, the quickest way to not get there is to do what you're doing today, unless you got proof to back it up. Unless you have proof to back up what you've done, you might not be going to the stars anytime soon. Let's see what he's tweeting now. The Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So now Elon is going after the Trump tariffs. Wow. The relationship between Trump and Epstein was still well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times. That's though it's not clear if he ever went to the island. Here's what Trump said in 2002. Yeah, we know this. So we know this. Oh, this isn't breaking fucking news, Elon. We know these comments are out there, and we know that he flew on his plane. The fuck? That's your big gotcha, Elon? Holy shit, dude. Are we sure Ashley St. Clair hasn't gotten a hold of Elon's phone? I mean, this has got to be the only fucking, this is the only thing that makes sense. Ashley St. Clair has gotten Elon's phone. Jeez. Hey, this thing about Epstein and Trump that we've already known about. Yeah, I'm going to tell you all that this is a thing. Like, yeah, we know. This is about as good as the pictures with you and Ghislaine Maxwell. So I guess we can just post those as evidence that you did something terrible with because she was involved in all of that too. So Elon, you took a picture with her, so that means that you are you're just as responsible, apparently. Blame Amber Turd. Let's see. This is true right here. Trump's ego will not. Oh, well, hang on. No, that's not. I actually disagree with that. So Trump's ego will not allow him to back down. Elon's ketamine Molly cocktail will not allow him to back down. We will go nuclear here. See, this is where I disagree. I agree that Elon's not going to stop. Trump is already showing that he's not interested in getting involved in this. He's being very, very level-headed about it. So I don't agree Okay, so the whole thing at the White House is over, by the way. So I don't agree with that take per se. Holy shit. All right, I got to catch up on super chats. Let's see. Marsh for 20 says, I'm glad Elon helped Trump, but it was really Americans waking up to the stolen 2020 election and the damage Biden has done to this country. I wouldn't be surprised if Elon cuts funding for the 2026 midterms. I don't know what to think Elon's capable of right now. I don't know that we can sit here and assume that what is Elon going to do tomorrow, much less in 2026. Elon is showing that what happened was that Elon got fixated on the fact that Trump was going to win the election when Trump got shot in Butler. At that moment, the autism kicked in and Elon said, he's going to win. I'm going to back him. That's the winning horse. And that's the winning horse. I'm going to back this guy. So he jumped on the bandwagon and he rode it. And whether it was genuine or not, him and Trump became very good friends. It clearly was genuine from Trump's perspective, not so much Elon's perspective, I guess. So Elon hyper-focused on his relationship with Trump and got what I guess he felt he wanted out of it until he didn't get what he wanted. And the moment he's not gotten what he wanted, now he's hyper-focused on destroying Trump because that's how his mind works. He's hyper-focused. And when he gets hyper-focused, this is how he's able to create these amazing things, these things that no one else in the world can create because he is a genius. He is an absolute genius. And so now he's 100% focused on destroying Trump. Problem is he can't destroy Trump unless he's got proof to back up what he said. Because if he does, let's be clear. If Elon Musk has proof to back up the claim that he made about Epstein, Trump's done. And we've long believed that if there was evidence to support that we've long believed that evidence would have been dropped in some way, shape, or form. Because while it's easy to say that, well, if the Democrats had this, they would have dropped it. But then you say, well, if they dropped it, they would have to implicate themselves. But the reality of it is not necessarily. Like, there's ways they could put that information out there without implicating themselves. And they've never done it. They've never done it. Let me see here. I'm trying to go back. Or this is the tweet right here, the tweet that's caused all the problems today. Yikes. Dems are now claiming victory because Trump and Elon are arguing. Yep. That doesn't surprise me at all. My feed is all messed up on Twitter. What's up? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, now everybody's reposting this tweet from Elon. Everybody's reposting this tweet from Elon. So again, if we're pulling old tweets, then let's pull some more recent tweets, Elon. JRG Project says time to cancel all SpaceX contracts and revive NASA the way it was before. Obama nuked it. We will make it to Mars with or without Elon. This meltdown is embarrassing. It really is. Let me see how how Tesla stock is looking right now. Tesla. Yeah, it jumped and then it went back down again. Lying dog face pony soldier with a 20 says Trump could open the Epstein list, but the extorted Congress could impeach and convict Trump and Vance. The compromised Supreme Court could support the swamp. It seems that the mass arrest of swampers may be at hand. I got to be honest. I think a lot of the people that are cheering Elon on probably got really scared when he dropped this tweet. And this is what I'm saying. Who do you actually have on your side right now, Elon? Because I don't think Trump is so much worried about this Epstein file as much as everybody else that you have cheering you on right now probably saw this tweet and said, oh, fuck. No, that's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted. Elon's going to torch his fortune. He's going to be removed from all of his company's shareholders. Suit incoming. I mean, again, I don't rely on my stock from Tesla, but I know a lot of people do. And if I've lost with the little bit I have, if I've lost as much money as I have in the past 5 hours, I can only imagine what people that have a lot of money in Tesla are losing right now. Because, man, it's bad. Ghost Crusader CV says, everyone knew that Epstein filmed everyone. If Trump was in the videos, he wouldn't have said he would release the files. Trump is in the flight logs, so he essentially is in the files, so he can't get sued for saying it. I don't know, man. I think that there's some nuance there, but again, I'm not a lawyer, so maybe I'm wrong. Rye the guy says, my question is, if Trump is in the Epstein files, why didn't the Democrats go scorched earth on him before the election? They were holding back even though they hate him. Makes no sense to me. Me either. Ghost Crusader says, if Elon knew Trump was on the list, why did he have his son X around Trump? Thank you. Literally, like, why did you have your son around Donald Trump? Oh my goodness, this is it right here. That is a Trump card right there. There's video of Trump and Lil X walking together and Elon's not even there. Where the hell's Elon? That is perfect right there. I'm going to tweet that out. I'll give you credit, Ghost Crusaders. If Elon knew Trump was on the Epstein list, why did he have his son around Trump so much? There we go. All right, and then let me screenshot that, and I'll give you credit. Always, that's a great question, though. It really is, man. Like, if that's the case, why you got your kid? Like, who would do that? If you knew you're around a predator, why? There's no reason for you to have your kid around a predator. You would be like, I'm staying away from this person completely. There we go. All right. Let's see. Good one, Ghost Crusaders TV. That's a good one right there. Mar Millen says, Elon acting more like a chick than his son. Jay says, I love how Elon beefing with Trump subtly hints that Phil did 20 years in the can. Hail the 199. Hail. Pika says, at first I thought it was Elon feeling broken about how the government runs our money for how much he exposed them and got nothing for it. Then I realized he's about himself, in my opinion, and the H-1B bill. That's actually that's something I forgot about. The whole H-1B visa deal and how he pissed everybody off with that one. I remember that one. Doll Life Dan says, if Trump was on the Epstein list, he would have found out a long time. We would have found out a long time ago. Trump has been so examined that he can't have any dark secrets left hidden. Elon just did a kamikaze attack on Trump. RIP Elon. This is another good point right here. This is another great point, actually, because Donald Trump has been investigated more than any human being on the planet. More than anybody. Before, it was Michael Jackson. I said Michael Jackson had been investigated more than anybody. Now, it's Trump. So you're telling me that Trump is involved in the worst crimes that a human being could make, yet they can't even find a late library book in anything else in his entire life. Stop. That makes absolutely no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. RDH says ultimately this spending bill is going to get pushed through. Nobody wants 30% tax increase. They will keep kicking the rest down the road. I'll just sit back and enjoy the show. Same here. That's pretty much all we can do at this point. That's pretty much all we can do. Vault 95 tariffs are bringing trillions into the government. Stephen McBride says better hair plugs Elon or comb over Trump. Comb over Trump. Kitty Brown Eye says, I have read all 1,100 pages. He's mad because it takes all away from, it takes away from, and basically all of his businesses. Yes. FaZe Mazda says, to be honest, time is short. Trump knows this is a lot of sane people know we only have golden opportunity to take a win for 2A, illegals, tax cuts, and Doge. Andrew says, hey, Jeremy, have you watched Mountain Head yet? I don't know what that is. What is Mountain Head? Philip Butler says, pay Gary's recordings of Copacabana. Florida Goth says, I've been studying Asperger's lately, and to be honest, Elon wigging doesn't surprise me now that I know emotional regulation is a struggle for a spy folk. Miki says, did someone say hot guys? Darth Gavel says, Elon is autistic, not dumb. 180 IQ comes with a cost. The Miki will inherit the earth says, it's kind of curious this happened right after Cory Booker did the Elon salute. Grant Potato says, that's 1,000% BS. Trump hated that man. NDI says, we already knew Donald J. Trump was in the files. X of the Titan says, if it is true, then why did Dems use this against him? Something is fishy. Jimmy Rings Halo says, if he was on the files, they would have released it last year to affect the election. Why hold on to that info of your enemy? Grant Potato says, this is 1,000% BS. Trump hated that man. Kevin Cron says, what if he tweeted that to force Trump to release the files? I think that a lot of this stuff is Elon unhinged, man. I don't think that there's any like 4D chess going on. I really don't. And I think Elon is proving it right now. Elon's out of his mind at the moment. He's completely lost it. That's what this comes down to. John Kennedy says, after that tweet, I really think there was a rumble in the White House and Musk got his ass kicked by a black eye. Well, again, I know I played the video yesterday. And I know at the time when we played it, it seemed crazy. Now with the new information, I'm going to pull it up again. I know it's a cringe video from a cringe person, okay? Oh, man, I'm signing into the wrong fucking account. I know it's a cringe video from a cringe person, but I'm starting to wonder if there's a little more truth to this. It's a funny video about Trump and Elon. Elon getting in a fight in the White House. Right here. This video.
By a Reddit mod on ketamine, but it's just what allegedly happened. Elon Musk reportedly got into a physical fight inside the White House with the Treasury Secretary in the Oval Office on potentially what was his last day working for Donald Trump. We now have multiple sources, including Stephen Bannon, Axios, the Daily Beast, the New York Times, that Elon Musk shoved Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent during a screaming match about budget cuts. Why? Because Elon promised Trump he'd cut $1 trillion from the federal budget through his fake Doge, a promise we knew was never going to become a reality. And when the dust settled, what he came up.
I just want to make it clear really quick, guys, because maybe we have a lot of new viewers right now, but I just want to make it clear that if you are making fun of this guy in the chat, we would like you to return because you're the type of people we need around here.
Up with instead of $1 trillion was the claim of $100 billion. Even that number is completely unverifiable. It's a combination of programs canceled under Biden, typos, errors, and confusion. And Bessent reportedly slapped at Elon and said, you promised $1 trillion, you're at $100 billion. And Musk responded by shoving Scott Bessent. The fight reportedly spilled like a cartoon from the Oval Office down the West Wing, past the Chief of Staff's office, towards the National Security Advisor's door. And one witness described it as, quote, two billionaire middle-aged men thinking it was WWE at the White House. Now, Bessent is not actually a billionaire. He's one of these centimillionaires. But what's 500 million between friends? Bessent was reportedly shouting, F you, F you. Elon was shouting, I can't hear you, say it louder. It's sort of like teenagers fighting at a mall or something like that. And these are the people in charge of the federal government.
This sounds awesome, by the way. But honestly, hearing this again, it does, like, after you're seeing Elon's behavior right now, I mean, it might have happened.
This was not Elon Musk's first outburst. A month earlier, he got into it with Marco Rubio during a cabinet meeting over Doge firings. Trump apparently backed off after that and said to Elon Musk, you got to cool it. And of course, we now know that Elon Musk is leaving. Steve Bannon outright says Trump backed Bessent in that fight, not Elon Musk. And that kind of makes the spin from Elon that everything's hunky-dory, but he's just moving on. He left the White House on good terms. Everything's fine. That seems increasingly difficult to believe. Now, we have additional reporting that in the middle of all this, Elon Musk has been on a cocktail of ketamine, ecstasy, mushrooms, and potentially other substances. That's according to the New York Times. So there is some practice.
This sounds so awesome, dude. I'm starting to believe this story. I'm starting to believe this shit.
Practical question, if you're wondering why is Elon shoving this other, it's conceivable that the drugs are playing a role here to some degree. Now, we then have the additional bizarre detail that Elon Musk showed up at the White House with a black eye under his right eye. And when the topic came up, Elon said, oh, I let my son X punch me. And it turns out that 5-year-olds can actually punch pretty hard. That's a question mark. And of course, speculation is.
I mean, we both know that's bullshit. Like that's bullshit. 100%.
Could it have been from the Bessent brawl, even though it's not clear that the timing checks out on that? There's also now the belief that Stephen Miller's wife is going to work for Elon Musk. And there are sort of reports suggesting maybe it's more than just a work relationship. And so did that punch maybe come from Stephen Miller? This is all just completely speculative and it's sort of gossip. I want to get to the bigger point.
That's where it ends right there, dude. This is crazy. What is happening? Holy crap. John Kennedy says, after that tweet, I really think there was a rumble in the White House and Musk got his ass kicked and black eye. Look at that. I did not know that was the next tweet. That is crazy. Colorado Kid says, Elon Musk didn't kill himself. John Jones says, holy shit. East Coast Host Boy says, either it's true or Elon just donated all of his companies and money to Trump via being sued. Either way, I do hope this releases the list too. Hopefully. The Miki will inherit there says, not just Tesla. Elon just crashed the entire market. Giggity says, I can't believe all of this happened on Jessica's fucking birthday. Happy birthday, Jess. The Mass Marvel says, so no Mario Kart tonight? Oh, no, we're having Mario Kart tonight. Big Mario Kart stream at 7 Central. Babo Yogi says, not a B-day to wish Jessica at this point with having so many birthdays each week. How old is she? 185 years old. Still looking good. Mod Lives Matter. Dezenia says, if Trump really is in the files, why has Elon been friendly with him until now? Exactly. Zandy says, Elon going through the K-hole crash out. Slick Gossip says, if this is true, then Biden would have already released that info about Trump being on the Epstein list years ago. Chester of Roanoke says, wish Rush was alive. I'd love his thoughts. A lot of people would. Tactical Dish Soap says, Bongino and Patel are probably throwing papers and breaking pencils after this. Crimson Raptor says, so can we get our Doge checks? LOL. Hades Beast says, imagine Trump Musk did this to outshine the Switch 2 launch. Zinni Biscuit says, didn't a girl that Epstein used to testify in court say that Trump was not there? There was one, yeah. Daniel Edmonds says, someone challenged me saying 40-year-old single moms are better than 17, 18, or 17 and 19 fresh biscuit. What? Packing Proton says, isn't Elon the one going around impregnating random women? Who's more likely to be on that list? FaZe Mazda says, wouldn't Democrats use the Epstein list to end Trump's presidential campaign or sink him in the lower level people in the list? That's the theory. Ryan Miller says, I think Elon Musk has made a massive mistake and there's no evidence to back up his claim. Then he's finished. George Barmy says, just sounds like a drug crash out right now. It kind of does, to be honest. It kind of does. Wildman says, reverse psychology. Elon is forcing Trump to release the files to prove he's not on the Epstein list. Anima Chain says, I can't believe that for 1 minute that TDS lunatics had dirt on Trump, they would have withheld it. Nobody cares says, why is Trump the only one who gets exposed? Crew Kid says, sweet Jesus, I never expected this double-sided crash out. Justin says, Freya, how do you say it? A Freya. However Millet says it. Let's see. Sage Cage says, could Trump sue Elon for defamation if it comes out that he was lying? I think so. Grant Potato says, I have trust in God. His ways are unknown to us. Packy Proton says, Trump didn't win because of Elon, but it didn't hurt either. Elon significantly helped Trump. There's no doubt about that. But Elon, like it's the same thing as anything else. So if Michael Jordan doesn't tell you he's the greatest of all time, everybody else tells you. Okay? LeBron James tells you he's the greatest of all time. And everybody goes, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. Are you a great player? Are you an all-time great player? Absolutely. But when LeBron James tells you that he's the greatest of all time, everybody tells you to go fuck yourself. Everybody else said that Elon Musk helped Trump, including me. But when Elon says, I got him elected, and you're like, no, you didn't. You helped, but you took an opportunity. You saw the man get shot. You saw the man get shot and stand there and pump his fist and say, fight, fight, fight. And you realize at that moment in time that this man was going to win. So you might as well jump on the bandwagon. That's what you did. So let's just call a spade a spade. Shy Guy says, can Elon be deported? I guess we're going to find out. Slipstream says, could this be the reason Vivek left Doge? Maybe. Crimson Raptor says, every post Elon makes right now just proves Trump's post about him going crazy when asked to leave. This guy has lost it. It is true because Trump is really poised right now. Every response from Trump is very poised, and Elon's is like sporadic and emotional and very strange. I need to see if there's any more updates. So, whoa! Steve Bannon has just called for Elon Musk to be deported and investigated for drug use. They should initiate a formal investigation of his immigration status because I am of the strong belief that he is an illegal alien and he should be deported from the country immediately. Bannon said the Trump administration should also investigate Musk's drug use, as reported by the Times. Holy shit. Bro. This is fucking crazy. I can't believe what we're witnessing, man. The memes now. Oh, no. Are you guys ready for a meme? Are you guys ready for a meme? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Ooh, I'm not reading it. I'll let you read it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. What is happening, man? How did we get to this point? Like, how is this happening, bro? Yeah, right here. This is the world is laughing right now. The world is laughing at this. Holy shit. Man. The real conflict behind the scenes escalated because the anti-Elon Trump allies were undermining him and Trump sided with them. That's it. Everything else is noise. Whew. Today, y'all not trust Elon. The man told y'all not to trust Elon. The man is a coward. I don't think that Elon is a coward. I think Elon is a genius. And I think that we probably gave him too much trust for sure, but he did save free speech on the internet, and he did save online internet discussion. Like he truly did. Like you can't deny the things that Elon did. You can't. Like we can be mad about Elon Musk. We can be frustrated about what he's doing and how he's acting, but he's in the position to do what he did because of the way that he's behaving right now. It's just that we benefited from that behavior, so it was fine. But now we're not benefiting from it. But I don't even think it's much like this is a huge problem, man. This is scary. What's going on right now is downright scary. Dragon Dance says, is Elon going to blame Little X for that tweet? Super Sentai Guy says, if Trump was on the list, it would have been made public years ago. Miles McDonald says, let's see if our side starts messing up Tesla cars and dealers, drawing certain symbols on them, bothering people who drive them. Just saying. I know. Zero says, Elon is high on autism. I agree with Jay Beardo Fat. SBZ says, if I were Trump, I'd tweet back, yes, Elon. Actually did the Yahtzee salute. Turn off the vibration for 24 hours and order some fresh McDonald's fries. Bradman says, never thought I'd say this, but libs seem to have been right about Elon. What the fuck timeline is this? And Jeanette says, speaking as a South African, no thank you. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, what is Musk thinking to tweet like this? Damn. I don't think he is thinking, man. I really don't. And I think that he's so smart and he's so successful that there's nobody that's going to tell him anything. Like he's not listening to shit. He just isn't. Logan Miller with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Logan Miller, for the 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Angry Salt says, will there be an apology video in the future from Elon? Laughing my ass off. I don't think Trump's going to be listening to it anytime soon. Dr. Daisuke says, if Trump isn't on the list, why haven't he pushed for more of the list to be released? He knows how important it is to his voters. I mean, like I said, I don't think Trump has ever made the Epstein list anything that he has been at the forefront of his focus, but it's clear that his voters do care about it. And he has to be aware of that. But Trump himself has never made that like a big project of his. JRG Project says, Elon is not the first billionaire to crash out. Howard Hughes did the same thing, and the nation survived. Elon needs us. We don't need him. I agree to an extent, but he is so influential, man. He really is. Marmillan says, Elon, Trump is on the Epstein list. Also, Elon, Trump, can you watch my kid? Exactly. Something's not adding up for there. Chaz Dragoon says, top 10 anime betrayals going on here. Packy Protons, can't Trump end it now by releasing the files? Solves a lot of problems and shuts up Elon. If it were that simple, they would have been released. So there's probably a ton of complications that they don't want to get into. Jimmy Ray says, remember when Elon called that driver guy a PDF file? It's his go-to retraction for being slighted. Yeah, I mean, again, it's look what he said about Alex Jones. It was not true. Look what he said about Asmongold. It wasn't true. When Elon gets mad, he just goes off and he doesn't really think about what he's saying. Darth Gavel says, Trump, you were my brother. Elon, I loved you. Elon, I hate you. VJ the Vigilant says, Trump probably knows all about Elon's business deals with the CCP. Trump knows this is not good for America. I don't see Trump going scorched earth on Elon. I just don't. Forest of the Trees for 50 says, I'm genuinely worried Elon is on drugs based on his rash behavior. I'm an engineer working for his competition, and I hope for his success, but I would be massively pissed off right now if I were working for him after what he said about Dragon. Yeah, and again, if you're a shareholder at Tesla right now, you're probably, I mean, and I am too, but I'm not a huge shareholder. But I would imagine you are having a bad day. I'm looking it up to see if it's still dropping. It's at 280 right now. But yeah, like shareholders of Tesla are probably very upset right now. Very upset. Rightfully so. Where are we at? Okay. Joe C says Elon knows Trump isn't on the island list. He said that because he knows they aren't releasing that list anytime soon. Eric John says, ask Gronk about Donald J. Trump in the files, tagged you on X. That guy says, so disappointed. We need unity. Dull Life Dan says, also, if you knew this, Elon, why didn't you say it sooner? Why would you get slighted over unrelated things be what brings out Trump on the list? Angry Radish says, I think it's 4D chess move for political distraction. Otherwise, we're living in a simulation as this is playing out like a TV drama. It is. MAGA War says, Elon is crashing out, as the kids say, MAGA forever. James says, I almost think the flight with Musk and Trump is 4D chess to get Elon back in the good graces with the left. See where it goes. Vader Mike says, James O'Keefe has an interesting tweet. I'll check that. Jason says, Mom and Dad are fighting again. Cool. I got my beef jerky and I'm here for it. The Mickey will inherit the earth says, Alex Jones literally has the most level-headed take. What the fuck is this timeline? Lord Botha says, I just want lower taxes, man. Corey Wilson says, I think Elon is on drugs as a recovering alcoholic. Packing Proton says, Elon is still a Democrat at heart. What are the chances that he was fed fake evidence that pushed him over the edge the Democrats needed? Possible, for sure. Nick Nero says, not for nothing, bro, but I'm sick of this political drama. It's not a soap opera. This is a country with human beings. Run the country or get out of the way. Well, that's what Trump's doing. Unfortunately, Elon's making it as difficult as possible for him. Charlie Thompson says, if Trump is on Epstein files, then why would you let your 5-year-old son hang around him? Everybody's saying it now. I hate that I hope I gave the first person credit that said it. Classic Stang Lover says, no more talk about President Autopin. DJ Crimson says, if Trump was on the Epstein list, you would think the globalist elites would already expose Trump or blackmailed him. Shadow Sand says, so anyway, switch 2. Happening tonight, baby. Happening tonight in 3 hours. Packing Proton says, do we get the files released now? He can end it. The Mickey will inherit the earth says, Elon went full Kanye. Skinny Cartman says, I think Elon sobers up when when Elon sobers up, he'll regret this. That's a good question for the chat. Do you think Elon has a drug problem? All right. Where the fuck did I type that? I don't know where it went. Do you think Elon has a drug problem? Let's see how many of you think that. Do we think Elon has a drug problem? If I could spell. There we go. Vote in the poll. Yanks fan says, I still think this is a work. Elon can't take the heat from the Dems sickos, and him and Trump are doing this to face the sickos' eyes. Yeah, I don't think so, brother. I don't think so. SBZ says, I can't focus on work. Damn it, Elon. Anjanette says, 2 school boys fighting on the playground. Darth Gavel says, Jeremy, please remove Elon's emoji. He has gone too far. Well, listen, if he can prove what he's saying, then fine, but he's going to have to prove it very soon. Marin says, if he wants JD on top, that goes with rumors about his friends with the Thiel and database, Palantir database and Doge being used to steal public data. Rodrigo says Elon is Anakin right now. Jason says 1 in 10 cops currently are sexual predators. Trump is going to have to rethink that bill. Jimbo says Elon is hurt as fuck. Jason says Florida has a lot of PDF file cops want names. Tactical Dish Hope says Pam sounds like a condescending piece of work. She actually does. I agree with that. Drinky, vote for Trump third term, and he will get the deep state 2028 9/11 files, Epstein files, RIP Trump, Trump doing vaccines again, Rand Massey 2028. Drinky, letting everybody know where he stands on that one for 50. Are you team Elon? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that's actually good. Thank you, Danky. Thank you, Drinky. Danky just sent me a thumbnail that I'm going to change this stream to. I got to pull it up really quick. I was actually looking for a thumbnail earlier, so hopefully this one will... Danky, can you email that one to me? Because it's not going to save properly on the way I save it. Save file as all file, maybe? Let's see if it'll save. Yeah, if you can email that to me, and I'll change it. But I disagree. I am not a fan of the Rand Paul. Rand and Massey are just guys that all talk and no action. I'm not a fan of those guys at all. I think that they create more problems than solutions. And they've been like that for a long time. And I do think that Rand Paul is still upset about Trump saying that he never made any jokes about his looks, and there was plenty of subject matter there. So yeah, I do not agree at all. Yeah, email that to me, Danky, if you can. Let's see. Joe Bitt says, what happened to Doge? Nagranal says, best political coverage, and it's not even close. Thank you. I appreciate that. Miki says, I like hot guys like Dan Vask. Beastie Man says, Elon's insane in the membrane. Shadow Sand says, sounds scripted by bad WWE writers, illogical. Dark Star says, maybe Elon is off his meds. An Asperger's moment. My son used to go off the chain and then be fine. VJ says, Elon got X to turn into his own economic ecosystem. Zhang says, I've seen this kind of crash out before, and it's usually drug or drink related. Yeah. Sad but true. See if that came through. The Mickey Will Inherit the Earth says, this spat is the gayest thing about this month. John Gets Gaming says, Elon about to crash with Asmongold made up. That is true, but Trump, this is far worse than the Asmongold situation. This is far worse. So I don't think that that's going to, help. Trump's not going to forgive. Not this. There's no way he can. It would be impossible for Trump to overlook this. It would be absolutely impossible. Doll Life dances. If Elon is telling the truth, then he was an accomplice in the cover-up. There is no possible scenario where Elon is the good guy here. Agreed. Andrew says, so Elon backed Trump knowing he's on the list. I'm honestly just sad. He won't get to continue with SpaceX. It's why I was excited for their partnership. Long Rod says, Elon made a lot of enemies today. The left won't love him again. They were burning his businesses and calling him horrible things, and now he's cornered himself into being all alone. This is a legendary situation, man. It really is. Miki says, hey, this guy's right up my alley. Wink. Mark of Reality says, Lil X white boogers on the Resolute desk. Patriotic Cat says, what if Dems are saving the list so when Trump leaves office, they can destroy everything he's done over the year as well as remaining supporters? Vault 95 says, the black eye was there by Bobby Lashley. Kill Gannon says, Elon pissed spending on EV and solar being cut out. Charlie says, Jeremy, Ian Miles Chong was charged with pedophilia in Malaysia. It was on Reddit and on Twitter. Got heat about it. Ian is a huge weirdo. I'm not a fan of Ian Miles Chong at all. Slain Hope says, I want to turn today off like it's season 8 of Game of Thrones. To quote Step Brothers, gotta say, I could have seen this one coming. Keep the faith. Deez Weibo says, Trump versus Elon in the Octagon Saturday. Piano Dean says, if Trump owns Tesla, it probably has newly applied, bought it before Elon went crazy bumper sticker. Shy Guy says, did I call it, chat? Elon deported. Shadow Sand says, and here I thought the 24-person Mario Kart stream will be the only chaos today. Elon going for impeachment, trying to do the gotcha with 2002 comments, flaming Trump for being part of PDF files, getting caught with drugs. Elon's done. What's the curse? May you live in interesting times. How's your adrenaline level? You're going to sleep good tonight. What's the poll at right now? 75% say Elon is on drugs. Shadow Sand says, hear me out. Elon aligns with several Dems. Trump gives stump speech. Elon and Dems walk on stage, stare down. Trump nods. Elon breaks out folding chair. We can only hope. We can only hope at that point. I don't see it happening, though. Let's see. Deport the South African, says Dees. The real emperor says Trump didn't deny it. Aaron James says, my concern is Elon escapes to help Russia and China. Matt says, Elon checking into rehab 321. Imperial says, I have noticed X getting more lefty and those accounts getting more traction. Trump said he was disappointed in Elon's opinions, and then Elon goes crazy. The real Emperor Palpatine says, all y'all slaves, you don't know either of them. I got rid of the super chat, but if you're mad about that, can you send a bigger super chat? It will mean more to me if you send a bigger super chat. Okay. It will mean a lot more if you do that. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Let's see here. Omega says, what if it's actually a show? It's not. Aaron James says, Elon is now a national security risk. Snowden 2.0. Zihoni says, Musk is calling for Trump to be impeached. What the fuck, man? Maxus BT says, Elon turned the frogs gay. John Jones says, what's Trump's new nickname for Elon going to be? Monica says, is it April Fool's Day? Hail the 199. Charlie says, I'm not worried about the Epstein list. I'm more curious as to who's on Dan Vast's list and where to send the diapers for one of his old groupies. Preston says, Epstein list still not released, though I'm a Trump guy, but you need people keeping you honest. None of the Doge cuts are law yet either. Zorch says, I'm surprised the Steele dossier omitted this bit of information. Jared Armstrong says, Trump needs to nationalize Tesla and SpaceX. Nick says, I remember Elon crashing out like this over HB1 visas. I feel like in the end, it may work out. We'll have to see, though Trump looks better right now. Yanks fan says, upon further tweets, yep, disregard that last super. Raging D-Head says, why the Jedi mind trick the Dems into calling the watch the Jedi mind trick of the Dems calling for the release of the Epstein files. Did anybody check Kanye's thoughts? Let's pour some more gas on this fire. More chaos, more. Lord of the Ree says, you mean the same cops that enforce COVID lockdowns, shut down churches, and force people into their businesses? Those cops miss me with that boot licking BS. True Mr. Gentleman says, actually, the Epstein comment could be a good thing. Let me see where it's at. Okay, hang on. Don't care about Tesla. The left media is irrelevant. Schumer supports the bill, but he has pork in it. He's just posturing. The reason people are standing with Elon is because we are $37 trillion in debt, and the deficit essentially overrides anything Doge saved. I don't think it had anything to do with the EVs. Imagine working for 6 months and being nothing. Also, this bill prevents states from passing AI laws for 10 years. In my eyes, this disagreement is a net good because it means the future of Congress knows the people of America are getting tired of these bills. Actually, the Epstein comment could be a good timing. As I said, this week, the list isn't Donald J. Trump's priority. Now he's going to be forced to prove that he's not on there. Could be a long-term W. I think there's a lot of coke there. I think Elon Musk is on drugs and he's fucking losing his mind. I think that's the simplest answer. I think a lot of people are trying to justify what's going on because you're fans of both of them, and I totally understand that. But I think that if you're using common sense, Elon Musk is hyped up on drugs. He's angry and he's got autism and he's focused and he's pissed and he's rich as fuck and nobody can tell him what to do. And that's what's happening. That's the simplest answer right there. Let's see. True Mr. Gentleman says, amending what I said hours ago, while I still think Elon is the most pissed about Doge cuts and being useless, his tantrum went 50 steps too far. The AI thing is still worrying, though. There you go. Okay, see, and things are going to change. So Lord of the Rings says it's called having principles. Get mad about it, but Rand Paul and Thomas Massie are right. I voted for Trump, and I'm glad I did, but it's literally impossible for him to be right about absolutely everything. I never said Trump's right about everything. But I think Massey and Rand are wrong about everything. So let's see. Hermit says, don't believe Trump's on the list, but if he was, maybe the reason he didn't release his name is because they would have had to release the rest of the names, potentially. But that's the thing. Who knows? John Gets Gaming says, get Asmund to mediate the therapy session between them. Yeah, that would be interesting right there. Bo says, Durag Vince is going to come out and announce a Hell in the Cell match between Elon and Trump at SummerSlam. Doll Life Dan says, Elon made the biggest heel turn since NWO Hogan. If he goes full leftist, we may lose a lot of internet speech. Agent M says, Babylon B, judge determines Trump gets the nation on weekends. Elon gets every other weekend and holiday. Kramerica says, the campaign was the Avengers. Now it's Civil War like Cap and Stark. Dirty Jersey says, Elon isn't wrong about the bill, and we know Trump isn't always right. Both can be true while remaining true to MAGA. Remember, Congress is the swamp. Casey Cheeto says, what did you do? I blame Beardo for this. Longclaw says, Elon was fine with Trump and the files supposedly until it wasn't expedient enough for him anymore, and now he has a problem with it. Fuck Elon. Rye Bread says, how good AI is now, how do we know that Elon and either Elon or the government have to say about this? Darian Murphy says, but the Dems will go after Trump for things they do all the time. I think Trump was there. They would release the files to protect their own. Mike Noss says, barely half a year into the second Trump administration and things are getting crazy. We're at a critical point. We'll see what happens next. Aaron says, Musk is about to go from billionaire to broke defamation lawsuit. Shellback says, Trump is going to go Austin 316 on Austin. Lady Madrea says, if the Dems could have leaked this as an October surprise, the mainstream media would run with it. More Kamala campaign on the release. Make Kamala campaign on the release of the files. Win the White House. Elon is a liar. Graham says, since everything always comes back to the Nolan films with Jeremy, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Let's go. Chris says, I know it's bad, but I can't help laughing about how juvenile this is. They're like, well, then I want my toys back. Like kids on a playground. Go Trump. Nagrinal becomes a new member. Thank you. Fentanyl Floyd says, Elon is having an autistic mental breakdown. Juice Melody says, maybe Trump has insecurities regarding this time at Doge being over, thinking he will be getting as much attention as Trump anymore. This is crazy. Nick says, tantrum for not getting 100% of what he wanted. So instead of getting 50%, we'll throw it all away. Ridiculous. We are winning. Just hold the line. Slain Hope says, I know you don't abide, but this has all the earmarks of an alcohol fuel crash out that involves a lot of apologies the next day. I've been there. Ryan says, Ye of all people is trying to be a mediator. Woodaman says, Trump doesn't need to do anything. Elon will break all of his own toys. He's in full autistic meltdown. Stream Hero says, it's either drugs or Elon has bipolar. Elon is done. He holds as many American secrets, can't be deported. He knows too much. This is a life sentence. Animating Andy says, so owning Twitter means you also become a drug user? What do you mean? Probably, though. Vinny says, Elon is having a full-blown 3-alarm nuclear autistic meltdown. As an autist, I know, and needs an emergency intervention right now. Please pray for him. I agree with that, actually. I think the best thing we can do is pray for Elon Musk. I actually agree with that. He is struggling right now. The Mickey will inherit the earth says, Trump's going to get RFK to fast-track that autism cure. Colorado Trucker says, Dems hate Trump so much. TDS, they would have released the files on Trump if he was in it. They would have burnt down the house to get Trump. Wake up. Imperial Fist says, people pissed about the bill don't understand the Senate reconciliation process. It needs to be one bill, and no bill is perfect. Nothing else gets 60. Some Norwegian guy says, true or not, Elon's behavior is childish and cringe. And we are all caught up on all super chats, all member messages, because that's how we roll at CobraCast. Are you a viewer of Timcast? Tim doesn't like your money. I do. You can give me your money and I'll read your super chats because I appreciate your super chats. Tim doesn't give a fuck about your money, but I do. Okay? I do. I like your money. You have good money and I want to read your super chats. Okay? Let's see. I finally got this picture. I'm going to change this profile picture now. Danky's got a lot to clip out, man. He's got a lot to clip out. So okay, so we have a Mario Kart stream tonight. Mario Kart World, if you're interested. If you like the chaos of politics, you'll love the chaos of 24-player Mario Kart. If you're interested in playing with us, become a member over in our Geeks and Gamers locals. I'm sure mods are going to drop a link. We're going to be playing Mario Kart World tonight. We're going to have a full crew, full panel, and then some probably. It should be crazy. Can't wait for that. That's going to be on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. Geeks and Gamers Play. I can rate it. Half the time y'all get mad at me when I raid a gaming stream because you tell me to go F myself. But if you don't want to be redirected, you just go ahead and bounce now probably. I will redirect you over there so the chat can continue over there. We're going to go live in about 2.5 hours, so I'll see you over there. This was a crazy stream. D-Day Cobra 2, Danky's going to have a lot of this stuff uploaded and put over there. So he's doing a great job. That channel's doing very, very well. So I really appreciate his work. So shout out to 1-800-Danky. But thank you guys so much. Yes, Epic Mickey should be there. And we may have a couple surprises as well. So we'll see. Jeremy, Ashley tweeted, what? I'm trying to end the stream. What the fuck? Ashley St. Clair. God. She's got me blocked, so. Oh no. Ashley St. Clair said, hey, at Real Donald Trump, let me know if you need any breakup advice. Oh, no. Wow. Holy shit. Now that is funny. Now that is funny. Oh boy, oh boy. Laura Loomer finally tweets out and says, finally, I was looking at her feed earlier. She says, President Trump is not a child predator. Do you really think the Biden DOJ would have set on those claims? Exactly. Elon Musk is fucked up today, man. To be clear, right here, James O'Keefe says, if it was something truly incriminating, wouldn't it have been leaked already? There were too many incentives to hurt Trump. Yep. Elon has fucked up today. Elon has absolutely burnt it all down today. Unless he's got something crazy, bro. Wait, hang on. Oh, here it is. So Trump declines to take questions. Here we go.
Yes. We're going to have a little discussion now, very private. And I just want to thank you all for being here. And thank you very much, media. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, any response to Elon Musk claiming about the Epstein files?
Mr. President. Nice to see you. Good job.
I mean, yeah, Trump's not. Why would you want to get into a fight with an autistic fucking lunatic who's hyped up on drugs right now? So I get it. That makes sense. What is this?
I will remember you.
Is Trump live right now? I don't know. Let's see here. Is the mainstream not even wanting to talk about this? Hang on. Here we go. Hang on. Here we go.
The president did benefit from Mr. Musk. If you go back and replay and we talk about the things that we say on this show, we were right on border security. We were right on the cognitive decline of the president. And we thought we were right about this relationship with the two of them. I'm hoping, I agree with you, this is not a partisan thing, but I hope they're able to repair this. For the richest person in the world who happens to live in America and has dual citizenship, I think, but here in South Africa, and for the president of the United States who had a relationship a year ago, they were the greatest of pals. And for the world to see this is just simply not a good thing. Two, he said something, he said two things, Mr. Musk did, and the president said another thing, but Mr. Musk said that he was responsible for this win and responsible for the Senate and the House. It's interesting the way he said that. I don't know if I agree with him on that. I think you make a good point, Caleb, but we're going to see what he means by that. Then he said something else. He said, the president's only around for 3.5 years. I'm around for 40 years. Now, I take that to mean to those in politics, Democrat and Republican, that I'm going to be a kingmaker, continue to be a kingmaker in politics. And then the president said that he would cancel some of the contracts, that the way to save money would be to cancel contracts. I've never been one to think that the president was totally consumed by revenge and retribution. It's not in my party, and others have said it. I think at times he's human. He's got flesh, so he wants to punch back at people who punch him. But why, if you really believe, we said 8 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago on this show that but for Elon, we wouldn't have a space program. But for Elon Musk, we might not have the ability to communicate around the globe like we do. And certainly Ukrainians wouldn't have been able to do what they did against Russia, but for Starlink.
I mean, it's true. I mean, he's kind of repeating a lot of the points that we've been making. There's no new news from that perspective. No way. That can't be true. There's so fucking much going on, man. No, Elon and Trump cannot. I don't think this can be repaired. Hang on.
Who gets you in the divorce, Trump or Elon?
Let me just tell you what every Republican is doing. Here's where we are today. We're literally, heads are in the garbage can right now. That's the state of everybody I know at the moment. Not going to lie, it's an ugly day. You hate it when your friends are fighting. I continue to believe that their partnership last year saved America, and I also continue to believe their goals are not mutually exclusive. Trump needs to pass his agenda, which this bill is his agenda. It's what he ran on. Elon wants to save America from going bankrupt, which they can also do if the Republicans in Congress and everybody works together. All of these things can happen. When fights get personal, though, it means the enemy is advancing. And in this case, it means the Democrats are laughing and advancing. So hopefully cooler heads will soon prevail and the president can get his agenda and Elon can convince the Republicans that the debt is a serious problem. But not going to lie, rough day for the Republicans.
It just seems like Elon's looking out, for Elon. That's it. Vlad says, I'm pretty sure Trump's daughter wrote in a diary how she showered with her dad and how he was a creep. Oh, wait, that was Joe Biden. If Trump was a creep, his granddaughter would have said so. Ned the Neck for $1. Packet Proton says, you're going to need a 24/7 newscast at this rate. I know. Drinky Crow says, did Trump know about Putin drone strikes? It's all deep state. Trump clueless. I would not say Trump is clueless at all. You wouldn't be able to get the amount of things that Trump is trying to deal with right now is absolutely insane. And Trump holds these ridiculous press conferences constantly all the time. So yeah, there's gonna be a couple of questions where he's like, I didn't even know about that. And he's honest about it. So anyway, we disagree on that 100%. But I love you. I know I respect you. So I'll probably get a bunch of tweets from you later. A bunch of text messages from you later. Okay, Mario Kart in about 2.5 hours on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. If you want to continue the discussion over there, this will raid that. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, looks like you're going to run right up to the Mario Kart stream. I'm all right with it. I've been driving all day, so you've been keeping me informed. Got my Switch too, and I'm probably going to try Mario Kart out later. I hope it's good. Hayden Wayne. So I did play it. It's very good. It's very good. Mechanically, there are some differences that people, and again, this is every Mario Kart game. There are some differences in the game. No doubt about that from Mario Kart 8. But it's stunning. The map design is incredible. Knockout Tour is crazy awesome. So I don't know what to expect tonight. I have not practiced the game outside of playing it last night, so I'm still going into it, still trying to learn, some of the mechanics and stuff like that and what works best. But if you want to play tonight, Hayden, let us know. So but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm going to end it there because I do have some things to do before the next stream. And the Mario Kart stream is probably going to go 4 or 5 hours. So a lot of streaming today. I will be live again tomorrow, probably around the same time, covering all of this Elon stuff. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot that happens between now and tomorrow. Again, D-Day Cobra 2 is where a lot of these clips will be uploaded. Think he's doing a good job. You guys have a great evening. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on Mario Kart in about 2.5 hours. Bye, everyone.